Darth Victor just subscribed for 6 months. Knock knock.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another tomato sauce stream, and this time, I know I'm not muted this time, so it's fine. We don't have to worry about that. But today is going to be quite an exciting one. We do have a massive speed ban list. Now obviously, we don't play speed a ton on the channel. I really like speed, but every time I want to get into it, I feel like I want to jump in at a time where the meta is complete dog shit. So we've just had a big ban list. And that does address a lot of the bad things in the meta, which is a positive thing. But I think the issue is it's going to funnel people down to just what the 2 or 3 really good decks are now. Which is, I mean, that's fine. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Anything's got to be an improvement over getting hand looped and getting burned on turn 1, right? So, you know, there's that. We're going to go through it. We're going to talk about it. Beyond that, we do also have a little bit more of the Yuga skill has been data mined. So we have like a bit more information on that. I don't think it's actually finished yet, but more information is still good. It means we can like do a little bit of theory crafting. We're going to take a little bit of a look at the Rush meta game because we have had 4 tournaments and we're expecting to get more. I don't know. I would imagine Quantum isn't going to run a Rush tournament today, because we've just had the new ban list. So I assume this is going to be a all hands on deck new speed ban list day. So I imagine we're going to get a Starry Cup, which is regular. We're going to get Quantum Daily instead of a Quantum Rush. So we'll probably have to wait a little bit till we get our next Rush tournament. We do have some information to go over. And we're going to talk about all of the Rush OCG stuff, because there is quite a lot that we haven't covered yet. But first things first. Let's see who's in chat. We have Gunkin Suship Shari. Hello, Gunkin Suship Shari. Darth Victor did subscribe for 6 months. Thank you, Victor. Always do appreciate your patronage. Welcome on in. We have Dante with the 3rd. Hello, Dante. Welcome. Get what I mean. We have a human Portuguese dub fan. The ban list already has 100+ comments on DLM, which is, I mean, that's not surprising, right? This is a huge ban list. This is one of the strangest formats we've had in Speed, so it's not too surprising that everyone has an opinion on it. Chat is Speed cooked or saved. I, after seeing a couple of people's reactions, have been a bit like, I think overall, it's going to be a positive change. I just don't think, I think a lot of people were like, when things get addressed, it will make the Speed meta just automatically good. And I think what's actually happened is they've gone, all right, it was absolute dog shit, and now it's just regular shit, right? And it's like, okay, it's slightly better. Maybe we need like another injection of cards, maybe something else to happen to it, because currently a lot of people seem displeased. Let's put it that way. They just made it worse. Instead, they gave us an immune effect negator. Well, that's fine. Don't worry about that. We have Ursus in the chat. Hello, Ursus. Welcome on in. And Ursus did actually manage to get 2nd place in yesterday's Starry Cup using... Was it Starry? Yeah, it was Starry, right? Using the chemicalized Pyro deck, which is very, very cool. So, I have a real weird thing with Pyro, right? And that is, it technically now has hit top 4 twice, right? It got a 2nd place finish and it got a top 4 finish. The problem is there's always a caveat, and that makes me kind of apprehensive about saying how strong the deck is. So, when it got its first top 4, it was during the top 16 of Dynasty is when Quantum Rush started, which means a lot of players couldn't play in both. So there's a caveat of like, oh, well, a lot of the good players couldn't play in one tournament, therefore it was easier to top with it, right? And then when it comes to the Starry Cup, we then had the caveat of, well, Ursus's first opponent disconnected in the first game, so he got an auto game win. So he technically only won 1 game that he actually like played to completion and got to advance. And then in the top 4, he also went against Baseball. And Baseball managed to get there by beating 7s. So it felt like arguably 2 of the weakest decks that made top 8 got matched against each other, which means no matter what, it would have been an easier road to get to the finals. So there's just little asterisks, right? Like, what would be nice if we could see something like Chemicalized win a tournament and it beat, like, meta deck with no asterisks, right? That's what we want to see. But there is, like, small asterisks across all of it, which is, again, I don't want to take anything away from us. It's absolutely fantastic they did manage to win. But I want to see the decks winning off their own back rather than anything else, right? That's me personally. Which one do you prefer? Someone that actively negates or someone that you need a kaiju to even handle? So you talk about a towers or a negate. I mean, both are problematic for different reasons, right? I just want to play Rika in Platinum against the Dragoon players. I mean, that is something that should be very achievable. So that should be fine, right? Target effect dart against Dragoon. Sounds like horrible. Trust the process. Also, I finished another SEO 100% yesterday. 3 more to do before July. I haven't played any of the actual SEO games. They don't look good, I guess is the way to summarize it. I feel like those are games which are just for people that really, really like SAO. And they're willing to put up with kind of very mid gameplay mechanics. But I don't, again, I'm uninitiated, right? So for all I know, those games are actually fantastic. But that's the impression I've gotten from them. Is something happening in July? Oh my god, Tomato Man. Hello, it's me, it's Tomato Man. Hello, a human Portuguese dub fan. One of which doesn't even have a single achievement walkthrough on Steam. Next SEO game is released. We can dump Fear Magician, right? Yes, with the new skill, we can dump Fear Magician. Yes, it's a spellcaster. Box build, worth it. I gotta go, promise Grandma to buy food for 10 minutes. Good thing I didn't leave during the SEO thing. But yeah, that is everything kind of caught up with. Let's head over and we'll talk a little bit about this. The Forbidden Limited List and Skill Balance Update for Speed. So, Ibli. Ibli, in some ways, is really annoying because you can just throw it on your opponent's board. I'm trying to remember if this is actually the card I think it is. Yeah, there are a lot of effects where this being on your opponent's board can be really annoying. I don't know exactly how this was being used in Speed. Like, which decks are even playing this? Let's take a look. Stardust, Horus, and Libromancer. Okay. I mean, I don't really... The issue is, whenever I see a deck like this, and I haven't actively played against it or played with it, I just see a pile of cards, and I have to go like, right, what is the strategy here, right? I'm seeing, like, Sword Soul cards, we're seeing lots of hand traps, we're seeing Raging Storm Dragon Buford, which I assume is just in here for the hand trap effect. Same with Suavris. Like, there is very little actual deck in here, right? This is all just, like, techs and hand traps. Like, where is the deck in this? Where is the core? It's just, like, all built into the skill, right? Like, it's such a weird list. Like, look at this, right? This is hand trap, kaiju, hand trap, plague, hand trap, Grand Tusk, which is, like, kind of weird, kaiju, Ibli, Quillbolt. Like, this is... Where's the deck? Where's the actual deck in here? It's so weird. It's so weird. The games are okay. They just, it's just a good thing to note it's different reality than the main reality. So it's like an alternate timeline sort of thing. Hello, is Duel Link saved? Hello, Henry. I don't know. I think it should be an improvement, but we'll see. We'll see. Stardust is the biggest offender. Can we just kill Starlight Drive, please? It's just... There was that... What was the other skill that did something similar to this? It was the one where you got to summon... I think it was like an Odd Eyes Xyz monster, basically for free. And then your deck could just all be, like, Interruption. Or just all gas. And it was just like... Yeah, the skill just does everything. It doesn't even matter what's in the deck. Don't worry about it, right? Stardust Synchro needs to be hit more. We need Dealings and Blaster 3. I think... it makes sense, right? Like, Darkhold Dealings, is this card ever being used to do anything other than bullshit? Like, is this ever doing anything other than, like, turboing through your deck to find some sort of FTK or some sort of just unfun combo? Because obviously this is supposed to be used to trigger Dark World effects. Or trigger effects that activate when they're, you know, sent from the hand to the graveyard via an effect, not a cost. But it doesn't get used for that. So, I'll read the skill. This is why they nerfed it. Need to nerf this. Hello, Dwan. Welcome, welcome. It's worse than that. Pendulum Rebellion. Yes, Pendulum Rebellion was the other one. I don't know, man. I don't like this sort of skill where... Because, like, people say... Like, the phrase, like, yellow button win, or, like, who has better yellow button or whatever, gets thrown around a lot, right? Skills like this, I think, are the biggest offenders of, like... This deck is just a yellow button, right? It's a yellow button, and then cards just to, like, let yellow button win. And that's it. I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, moving on. Super Gadecta Tyranno. Now, this is a dinosaur. This, however, is not a dinosaur that is a cool dinosaur. This is a cringe dinosaur. We don't like this dinosaur. So, goodbye, Mr. FTK dinosaur. You never did anything fun. You just FTK'd. Disturbance strategy. Also, good riddance. No one likes getting their hand looped. This was, like, the most obvious ban that we were going to get. I think no one's particularly unhappy to see this go. Then we get Mind Wipe. So, activate... Only if your opponent has 3 or less cards in their hand. Your opponent adds their hand to the deck and shuffles it, then draws the same number of cards they added. So this is just more disturbance strategy a lot of the time. Obviously, they have to use a card from their hand, I guess, or we have to, like, rip a card out their hands somehow, but either way, I guess it's just more copies of that. All right, Tachyon Transmigration. Now, do we think this card was hit because we don't want Tachyon on 2 copies of this card? Or was this hit to directly conflict with other limit ones? Because, spoiler alert, Dragluxion's on hit, right? So is this saying, like, we don't want you to play, like, 2 Tachyon Transmigration and a Dragluxion? We now want you to, like, pick one or the other? Is that, like, the logic? Or is it just, like, we don't want you to have just 2 Transmigration full stop? Oh, we only have 1 copy? So it was just literally... Do we actually... If we'd not had this... Oh, it's only a level up reward. Ah, I see. I see. So it was literally on the limit 2 to conflict with other limit 2s. Okay. So we have Dominance. Dominance is... I mean, interesting. Like, does this matter? Like primarily... You're going to want to play this card, right? So now this is going to conflict with other limit 1s. So I guess the logic is to try and take some other limit 1s out the deck. Rail Cannon, I mean, this makes sense. Part of me is like, should we just ban this card? Because, like, this isn't the first time this card has been used to do FTK shenanigans. And it probably won't be the last. But putting this to 1 deals with it for now. So maybe that's fine. Honestly, I don't think Trickstar Reincarnation is coming anymore. Just hold out, it'll come. Spyro, now Spyro's played at 2 again. People didn't want. They can ban Rail Cannon because it's... They can't ban Rail Cannon because it's an ace. I think you could still get away with it. Does anyone really care if we ban, like, Anna Kaboom's ace? Dominance means they can't play other Limit 1 toxic cards. Now they can only play non-Limit 1 toxic cards. I assume Dominance is, like, absolutely necessary for this deck to work. Because, like, the alternative is you just cut this out the deck, right? The issue is I don't... The only, like, version of Destiny Heroes I've seen, like, actively, is the hand loop version. So I don't know... what the actual deck does, other than, like, what you slap a Floodgate on the board in Plasma, and then you put Destiny and Dragoon, not Destiny and Dragoon, Phoenix Enforcer. You put Phoenix Enforcer on the board, and, like, that, as far as I know, that's the end board. Have they ever banned a card with animation? I don't think they have, actually. So that does... I get it. At the same time, I think we shouldn't bend over backwards to facilitate having a toxic card in the game. Again, if the card isn't an issue, it's fine, right? If putting this to 1 fixes all future problems with it, absolutely fine, right? It's just, if this is going to keep coming back and keep being an issue, just being an anime ace is not a good reason to keep it in. That is just a fallacy, right? The 3 train fans we met. I'm one of the train fans. I have played a decent amount of trains. I like trains. I like Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon. I think the health of the game is more important than me being happy, personally. But, I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. Dominance is the whole reason why Hero is even meta, being able to draw what you want. Ah, because of the Search 5. The Excavate 5. And then, I suppose you don't need to use the Destroy in Battle effect. It's just nice to have it. Fastest unhit ever. Dominance is used to stack your deck or opponent's deck and then pop it with DPE to revive 3 monsters. Ah, right. Yes, you could pop this with DPE. Right. I'm seeing the vision. What can you summon off this? What is, like, the usual board that you end on with this, then? Because you can't summon this, right? Yeah, you can't summon Plasma. I guess you could summon Plasma off of it, so like you get 3 of anything, and then get rid of them all for Plasma. That's probably the end board, I would imagine. If you use the skill as well, don't you have to go into Destiny End Dragoon? What does the end board of this deck look like? I assume it's probably like End Dragoon. Oh, maybe you use the End Dragoon to make the Phoenix Enforcer? Again, I really don't know what the end board of this deck looks like when it's being played without hand looping. Barrel Dragon, very early Duel Links. I like turtles. Me too. Me too. Hello, Rastel. Welcome, welcome. Plasma DPE and Plasma Fodder. Draw hand and Disc Commander draws 3 cards. Ooh. Ooh, that is a good... I keep forgetting Disc Commander is in the game. The only issue is... we can't do this the turn it's sent to the graveyard, right? Otherwise, we don't get the draw. So it's kind of a bit awkward. We'd have to have this, like, as a 2-turn setup, I guess. Oh, we went in an ad break, apparently. Welcome back from the ad break. Welcome, welcome. No summons End Dragoon. Plasma plus DPE plus Dystopia. Dystopia is the, if your opponent's monsters attack are different from their original one, right? Where is it? Am I blind? There it is. Yeah, if this card's current attack's different from its original attack, you can target 1 card in the field and destroy it. Yeah, this is the one I remember. I actually own this card in real life, which is something I don't get to say very often. Only if you use a second bite, you have to summon Dragoon. It's DPE, Plasma, and hand traps, plus some toxic traps. What are the toxic traps? Let's take a look at, well, that's not going to be particularly toxic. Well, Mind Drain is now limit 1, so we don't have to worry about that one. Magic Deflector. It really is just like Floodgates, isn't it? It really is. If you revive Disc Commander with DPE effect on the opponent's turn to draw it into hand traps. Ooh, that's spicy. Okay. God, that deck seems so cool now. Now that I'm having it explained, I'm like, no, this does sound awesome. I like the idea of that. But then again, I have a lot of like nostalgia for Disc Commander. I played with it back before it got errated and before it got limited, and playing triple Disc Commander, where just every time it comes back, you get to draw 2 cards, was actually insane. It was actually insane. Hey, Corey, welcome, welcome. Magic Deflector, oh yeah, oh yeah. Did I miss only speed stuff? So yeah, we've only really looked at this so far. We're only looking at the ban list at the moment. Speaking of, Necro Valley, good riddance. Now, it's still at 1. But I feel like a lot of decks are going to be in a situation where they can't really afford to play Necro Valley as their 1 because there's going to be other ones that they're going to need. So I am very, very happy to see this get hit. This was basically played in Heroes a ton, and it was just not fun to play against. Again, depending on the deck you're playing, sometimes Necro Valley doesn't really do anything, and sometimes it is the most annoying Floodgate in the game. So just Floodgates to 1, absolutely happy with that. Makiro the Destructor, again, this is only really being used to do really unfun stuff. But it was only being played in Punk and Exosister, so at the same time, I'm like... like, did it matter too much? I don't know. Like, what was Exosister doing? Like, you're playing your Exosister traps from the hand with it, I guess? Mind you, this one isn't even playing. Oh, this isn't even using the right skill. That doesn't help me. That's using the dinosaur skill. Although it summons Mystical Elf, It is a dinosaur skill. Don't at me. Have I missed the rush stuff? Hello, Promanicus. No, we have not even gotten to the rush stuff yet. Come on, you know what we're like here. I'm trying to understand the ban list currently in my limited knowledge of speed. But here's the big one. Divine Golden Shadow Dragon Dragluxion. Ever since this card was announced, I have just seen an endless wave of people being like, this card's ruined the game. Rank 8 Turbo is now the only deck. This thing, like, destroys everything. Blah, 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 blah. I think this being down to 1 does make sense, because now it becomes very easy. If this card is such a mandatory card for so many different decks, well, now you just be like, well, now you can't play these other, like, really good cards. So any deck that's, like, maybe too strong with this card, we can now just put stuff to limit 1. Hunky dory, deal with it, right? Dragluxion survived being sent into the sun. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Well, you could play Horus with Mechira still. They usually played a small Dogmatica package to search punishment, and then the skill could search any trap in the game. Okay, but what do you do? Oh, I mean, Tirade, obviously. We know what Tirade does, right? But like, because Horus to me is an engine. It's not really a deck. It's a weird one. Like, I don't even know what skill you play in Horus. I mean, I guess it's the Mechira skill, right? If you're not playing Mechira, what do you play in Horus? Or again, are you just using Horus as an engine in most of the decks? Then we got 7th Tachyon. I mean, obviously this is quite a big hit, because the Tachyon deck, I believe, was playing this, and this, and this. So now having them all limit 1 is pretty rough. Let's go and take a quick look. Therion was also playing as well. Is Tachyon dying for the sins of Therion? Is that what's going on here? Yeah, so Tachyon was playing one of this, one of this. They were, in some cases, playing Necro Valley. 41% as well. That's kind of gross. 1-1. So now Tachyon has 5 limit 1s. Obviously, Necro Valley, I think, is a bit... You know, some lists are going to play it, some lists aren't going to give a shit. But that's kind of rough. And the limit 3s are also looking kind of rough for Tachyon as well. Horus is used as tribute fodder for Tirade that comes back next turn. Ah, I see, I see. So it's sort of an engine then. Let's take a look at how Therion is looking at the moment. So obviously Therion was playing Transmutation. They were playing 7th Tachyon. They were playing Necro Valley, but rarely. They were playing Dragluxion. They were playing Titanic. And then all of the FTK stuff. It is very amusing that these decks are getting hit in such big ways, and yet I still don't think it's going to stop Therion. It might stop Tachyon. Is there Dogmas at 1? What is the benefit of Dogma to 1? What does this change? Because we were only playing 1 of this anyway. So what, we're taking Dogma out? What did Dogma do? It let you go into Endragoon? So the logic is we just won't play Destiny Endragoon anymore? Tachyon is dead. There was a Dogma FTK that needed to. Ah. But either way, because of this change, if dominance is mandatory, that means we'll just never use the second part of the skill, right? Because the second part of the skill... Or is it the third part of the skill? Turn to place D-Tactics. During this turn, unless you successfully special summon Destiny and Dragoon, you cannot activate the effects of the Polymerization of Fusion Destiny. So unless this gives you a free copy, I guess you just can never do that last part of the effect. Can't play Dragoon and Dominance together. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Let's close some of these tabs. We're getting way too many tabs open now. Alright. Revolution Falcon Air Raid. Again, this is part of the FTK, so we're just putting it to 1. That's completely fine. Light Force Sword. Alright. Entertain me for a second. Was this played to activate Light Force Sword to reduce the number of cards in your opponent's hand so you could mind wipe them? Was that the combo? Raid Raptor catching strays. I think it's fine. Raid Raptor is a deck that always seems to have some sort of, like, problematic piece. It's never, like, the deck itself. It's never like, oh, pure Raid Raptors is, like, doing something really gross. But I feel like Raid Raptor cards get used a lot in other people's stuff. My pure Royal Rebels? Well, it's okay. Royal Rebels is untouched, Corey. You'll be fine. Just give up on Raid Raptors. Just play Royal Rebels. Just put a sword through my fucking card. I like that reference. I do get that reference. Safedine played Light Force in ABC. I don't know anyone else who played this card. It'd be really funny if Safedine was literally the entire reason this card got hit. It's not even, like, played in decks. It's just like, yeah, these people. It was played in the tie that... What is this, by the way? What is this list? What even is this? This is the tie that binds level 2 Beast Turbo? Cloak and Dagger here is removal option for the most predictable summons. It's not fantastic, but it's decent. Light Force Source is an instant -1 for your opponent, which makes them more vulnerable to Unicore if properly set up, and to hurt decks that need the resources. What? What? So it's literally just to set up Unicore. I guess that makes sense. Sure. I saw this list. I had to investigate. Okay, moving on. Heavy Slump. This card is also a card that's only ever used in degen strats, so yeah, that's fine. Putting this to 1 is completely fine. Fiend Eagle again. It's fine. I don't think leaving this card would have necessarily done a ton, but obviously you want to have it conflict with Revolution Falcon Air Raid, I imagine. Either way, it's part of the FTK, right? Or part of an FTK. Inflict damage to your opponent equal to half its original attack. Then we get Mind Drain. Now, this one was contentious. There were a lot of people that said this wouldn't get hit. That they were like, you know what? Mind Drain can't get hit. If Mind Drain gets hit, then Therion's going to run away with the meta. And it was hit. So, I'm sure some people are quite happy. Oh, big sneeze. I'm sure some people are quite happy that this got hit. I'm sure there are other people that are quite sad this got hit. Either way, my general feeling is Floodgate bad, so ban Floodgate good. That's my take, but that is obviously a very one-dimensional, very simplistic take. So someone who has a lot more experience with the metagame might be like, actually, this is really, really bad for the meta because of A, B, C, D, etc., right? I actually expected Mind Drain. Well, I did as well, but again, an outsider's perspective, it was like, this card's being played a lot. They probably don't want this card played a lot. Therion wants to be doing well, and this card kind of deals with Therion, but obviously works as well hand traps. Then we get to Tirade. Tribute 2 monsters. Effects of monsters that activate in the hand or on the field cannot be activated. Wait a minute. There's something similar about these two. So this is very similar. Very similar card. Very similar Floodgate. So that being gone is, again, fine in my opinion. And then a point to the Red Lotus. Pay 2,000 life points and reveal all cards in your hand. Look at your opponent's hand and select 1 card. Remove that card from play until your opponent's next end phase. I assume this, again, was played for similar reasons to Light Force Sword. The logic is just to get their hand a bit emptier. They both committed war crimes. ABCD is a deck now. I mean, it should be. A pointer could remove Lava Golem and Sphere Mode. That's a good shout, actually. Or, and just hitting hand traps in general is just really, really good. But I suppose you could also do that with a lot of different... No, I suppose this is like the major one. I mean, I'm still of the opinion that it would be really nice to just get rid of both Sphere Mode and Lava Golem. I would love to see both of those cards go to 1, but I might be in the minority there. I hate those cards. Just straight up. Mirror Force to 2. I mean, this is cool. The big thing with this is we only have 1 copy of this card. So, can you activate Lotus with 0 cards in your hand? You shouldn't be able to. Because if you have no cards to reveal in your hand, you can't fulfill the entire requirement of the first part. I think it would have to say... what's the wording for do as much as you can? There's a specific wording where it's like, if it has this, you'll complete as much of the effect as you can, and then you'll do the rest of the effect sort of thing. But this, I don't think this is worded like that. But Mirror Force is neat. We only have 1 copy of this card, so we can't actually play 2. So this just gets it out the way so you can play Mirror Force, I guess. The thing is, how many decks would actually play Mirror Force? How many decks actually are going to get use out of Mirror Force? I don't know. I guess there are probably some decks that can get hurt by Mirror Force, but I couldn't tell you what they are. Then Econ from 1 to 2, also a bit weird. I mean, it's neat, but Yugi Boomers can play Mirror Force and Dragoon in one deck. It's one of those... So, I remember back when Dark Hole got unlimited, it was like this weird, like, we're unlimiting a card as powerful as Dark Hole, and then it was like absolutely crazy, right? Then it was what, Reigeki got unlimited. Is it Change of Heart, I think is now either limit 1 or completely unlimited. I think it's unlimited now in TCG, right? Change of Heart. And you just look at those cards and you go, these cards are absolutely busted. They're absolutely insane. And then like you look at just what the other cards are doing in the format and you're like, no, actually, just taking control of one of your opponent's guys actually isn't good enough. That's just not strong enough anymore. Which is kind of wild. Alright, let's give you a little bit of a timeout because that's just kind of weird. I'm not even going to address it. I'm just going to be like, that's kind of weird. Go away for a bit. You can come back in a little bit. We'll have a second. We'll have a second go. We'll have a second first impression and see how it goes. Hello, Hit. Welcome, welcome. Maybe even summon Mirror Force Dragon. Oh my god, could you imagine? Alright, Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Primal from Unlimit to 3. This is also a pretty big hit. I don't know, man. Tachyon is getting absolutely murdered here. Like, actually just murdered. Which is kinda crazy. We needed to blow our nose. And now that is done. So. I mean, I don't really have a lot to say about this card. This card's obviously really good. It's been hit to 3. This is kind of strange to me. So. It's not too crazy that Regulus went to 3. In the sense that this card is obviously really, really good. It's really powerful. It is, however, a brand new box UR. Now, brand new is kind of a relative term. But this is like really new. And a box UR. Which is really interesting. They felt the need to hit this. They must have really been like, we have to hit this card. Because again, Konami, I believe, have hit box URs in the past, but usually they don't hit them this soon after they come out, right? So this is kind of wild to me. That music, though. Oh yeah, this is Sea Shanty 2 Trap Remix. I think the logic behind that is to play more field spells. Usually Therian plays 1. I mean, yeah. Because, I mean, as we'll go down, we'll see that some of the other field spells got hit as well. For the Valance stuff, but it's still a really interesting precedent that they're hitting Regulus like that. Like this early. B-Buster Drake. Did this card need to get hit? I guess it did. Because otherwise they wouldn't have hit it, right? But I don't know. I feel like ABC kind of went under the radar a little bit. Now I know that ABC obviously got several top 100 finishes, which I don't think we've actually looked at yet. Let's have a quick peek. So Therian, first place. Let's make this a bit smaller. Maybe it's a bit more readable. Therian. Non-hand loop, just very floodgatey D hero. Dragon Maids. Dragon Maids in 4th. That's pretty cool. I suppose it was also played alongside a bunch of D hero though. Therian, D hero, Therian, D hero. I was literally looking at this like so many hand traps. Precious Cards of the Dark. In like Despia? Interesting. The Shadow made top 10 apparently. And then how deep do I have to go to find an ABC? Here we go. 12th place we had an ABC, and they were only playing 2 copies. So like this limit 3, right? So this is the best performing list playing ABC, and doing this would change nothing, right? He didn't really play Dragon Maid. I see, I see. That's a shame. That is a shame. It's a good step, in my opinion, so no card is safe anymore getting hit. It does create a weird dynamic, though, where originally it felt like if you went into a box and you pulled a UR, you would feel very safe for a specific amount of time. You'd be like, 2-3 months, this card is going to be fine. It's not going to get hit. And so it felt like a safer investment of your gems. Whereas now, it turns out if the card is too good, they'll just hit it anyway, right? Need to limit Shining Flare Douchebag, and they're onto something. I personally would still love to see Shining Flare get hit to 1. That's what I would like. It's to stop from playing Droll and Eclipse. Oh, wait. Well, this one wasn't even playing Droll or Eclipse, right? So, I mean, I guess that's fine. I mean, this is just one example, right? So here's one that is still not... Oh, there's Droll. This one is playing Droll, I guess. So this list would get hit because you'd have to take out the Drolls. Here's another one. Again, Droll. Okay. So it looks like some of the lists are very much playing this, like, double Droll package. Okay. I mean, it does make sense then. Moving on. Make this big again. Oh. Too big? Too small? There we go. This is what we were on. Droll and Lockbird to 3. I know a lot of people that are very, very happy about having Droll and Lockbird at 3 copies because they just absolutely hate this card. I am kind of 50-50 on this card. I like it, and at the same time, I am not the biggest fan of it, if I'm being completely honest. There's a lot of stuff I like about it. There's a lot of stuff I don't like about it. Overall, I'm quite happy to see it down to 3, I guess. Empress. Again, this is a very obvious card that you could hit from the deck. The question is, what does this do now? Like, do you play 2 Regulus, 1 Empress, or do you play 3 Regulus, 0 Empress? I legit do not... I assume you'd want to play at least 1 Empress still. So my guess would be 2 Regulus, 1 Empress, but... Schism, from 2 to 3. That's probably a nerf overall. Probably play at least 1 Empress. Yeah, that was my feeling. Then we get the Valence cards, and these were basically played because you put 1 on your field, 1 on your opponent's field. Is this going to have a big impact? I genuinely don't know what this overall does, so I don't really have anything to say about it, but interesting. And then we get Unlimbs. Needle Sealing. Unlimbed. This is fine, but also kind of annoying, I guess. It's a weird one. Needle Sealing can be a very annoying card. Can be a very, very annoying card. But at the same time, there are a lot of ways to, like, counteract this and deal with it. So it's like nerf to Theory in the field. Oh yeah, we already know that hit. What I meant was, how much of a nerf is it? Right? 1 monster removal and a special summon. Getting them hit is good. Okay, that's good then. So it stops specifically a monster removal and a special summon. Because now you just have to play, like, random-ass field spells that don't do anything if you want to do the same sort of thing, right? Star Seraph is a deck that was around for a very long time. I don't think unlimiting this is going to do anything, but it's neat that it's there. Ravenous Crocodragon. That's cool, I guess. Sanctified Darklord is neat. And then we get all the skill changes, which... The Starlight Drive change is probably one of the most important ones, right? Limits the special summon restriction to synchro monsters only, and adds a new requirement where its first effect can only special summon synchros. I mean, that's a good thing. Update second effect to search XE Spell Trap instead of being limited to Revive Splash. Now allows the second, third effects to be used once per turn instead of once per duel. What is this? What is the True World skill? Oh, it's the Libromancer skill. Okay. And then Valance skill now allows both its second and third effects to be used once per turn instead. I mean, that's neat, I suppose. Bit of a weird one. Overall, there are so many changes here, and I think the majority of these are positive. That is my opinion on this. They should have unlimited a salad card. I mean, they absolutely could have. My assumption is a lot of these changes are like, all right, immediate problems deal with. And we're trying to get ready for the World Championship qualifiers, which are coming up next month, or the month after. Somewhere along those lines. And whatever they're planning to release in the next month is probably going to coincide with these hits. Right? That would be my theory. Alright. I am, though, going to pop to the bathroom. So I'll run a minute of ads while we do that. And I'll be right back. What? Hello. Did the ad even run? It looks like it's like just buffering. I have no idea if the ad even played. Either way, we're back. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. So, where were we? It changes the lists that use Ibli. Hello, Serena, by the way. Welcome, welcome. Is the Val Monica and other decks that I forgot? The WCS Speed box was in the extra box before the actual box. Maybe. The other mini box before WCS. Okay, so there's another main after that one. Okay. Alright, we've caught up with all that. Now, one thing I did want to talk about was this. So, as everyone here probably already knows, the data mines for some of the rush skills were not completed. This one has been updated, but still not finished, I guess. So we already knew this top part. We already knew the requirement. Now we have a little bit of the effect. So I thought we would just talk about this a little bit. Add Fusion, Seventh Road Magician, or Swordsman of Roadstar to your hand from the deck. So that, on its own, is very similar to what the current Master of Seven's Road skill does. Except now, we can't search the Witch, and we don't add to send one, or we don't add the option to. Instead, we send a spellcaster type monster from our grave to the deck. So that's obviously pretty big. We can now have an easy way to put Fear in the graveyard. That already is very, very good. That also means you only have to play one copy of Fear, because you can just get it in the bin. As soon as you find a Magical Swordsman of Roadstar, summon that out, then bring it back, do your Contact Fusion, goes back into the deck, okay, activate the skill again, put it back in the graveyard, right? So you only ever need to run one copy of this card, which is pretty good. Also doesn't add from the graveyard. Yes, that is another big thing this does not do. Well, so far, again, this is unfinished, so it might add from the graveyard, and we might just not know it yet. It's hard to tell, right? Because it still even says on it that it's unfinished. So we'll see. But based on this information, and the fact that this is obviously supposed to be support for Gearpard, I'm actually going to put the theory out there. I think we might be getting Seven's Wonder Fusion. If we were to get Seven's Wonder Fusion, that would make this deck kinda nuts, right? Because now we can start sending like Gearpard to the graveyard. We can start sending regular Seven's Road to the graveyard. we can then fuse them back from the graveyard into the deck. That would also add credence to the fact that we could be getting Transamu Road Rhynac as... Does Transamu Road Rhynac work with that? Let me just double check this quick. If we look at Seven's Wonder Fusion quick. Does it have to summon a spellcaster? No, it's just fusion summon. So you can summon Transamu Road Rhynac with Seven's Wonder Fusion. So that is another, like, if we were to get Transamu Road Rhynac as our Road to Worlds campaign card, I've just said it would work out. Yes, they want 3 fusions on the deck. Because it doesn't use Grave, you can see Seven's Wonder for sure. Yes. So that's my theory. Whether or not that's actually going to be true or not, that's another thing. Because being able to send a spellcaster from deck to graveyard, obviously, that makes sense for Seven's Fear. But that has nothing to do with Gearpod. And obviously, this is meant to be a Gearpod skill. That's why Gearpod is mentioned in the skill, right? Can you even play Lilac? Yeah, you can. It's effect monsters. Exactly. Exactly. So that's why I feel this could be Transamu Road Rhynac as Road to Worlds. We're going to get Seven's Wonder Fusion. Obviously, we're going to have Gearpod, and we're going to have Chariot. That is my prediction. That is my prediction for this. And again, this is not complete yet, so we still might have more information to come. But if that is the case, suddenly this becomes really, really interesting. Now, if they were to drop Seven's Wonder Fusion, would it matter if it was limit 3 or unlimited for that matter? Because right now, assuming they only release Chariot and Transamu Road, if Transamu Road was a Road to Worlds campaign promo, we would only have 1 copy of it. And Chariot, there's already a trap card that hard counters Chariot just by yoinking it off your opponent. So having 3 copies of Seven's Wonder Fusion wouldn't even be the end of the world, right? I think you could just have it unlimited. As long as you don't suddenly drop like Seven's Gears, then you might have to rethink it. But even then again, we spoke about this last time, but Seven's Gears in a world where we have Shady, we have Compulse, we have... I'm trying to think of it as trap protection. I can't remember if it does, but we have Widespread, so Widespread might work on it. I guess we can have a look at it quick. Seven's Gears. Does he have trap protection? No, it doesn't have trap protection. So, you know, again, we have so many trap cards that could beat this card that we just did not have an OCG when this card... I say came out. Seven's Gears was ass when it came out. It didn't see any play. It only saw play after Seven's Wonder Fusion came out, because then you could actually make this. But again, at that time, we had no Shady, we had no Star Salve, we had no Compulse, we probably did have Widespread, but I think we had Mirror Force. Yeah, we definitely had Mirror Force at that time. So Mirror Force was kind of the way to deal with this, and then it was, Magic Cylinder. That's it. It was Magic Cylinder was the other big one to deal with this. The big issue with that, though, was in OCG, the strategy would be summon Jinzo, Seven's Wonder Fusion, Seven's Gears. That was the strategy. Now, we can't do that yet in Duel Links, but that's the scary thing with Jinzo, with things like Giant Trunade, with things like Heavy Storm, with things like Harpy's Feather Duster. That's why I don't want to see any of these cards come to Duel Links personally, or at least not before we get the cards that deal with them. Because Trunade is the biggest annoyance, because when we got Heavy Storm and Harpy's Feather Duster, we already had cards to protect our back row. We had Ryozai, we had things like Sunset Rebirth, so I'll just get Sunset Rebirth up so anyone that doesn't know this card can see it. So this is when your opponent draws a card, so again, exactly the same as Star Protector's Protection, they draw a card for turn. During their turn, or when a monster on your field destroys your opponent's card effect, we can special summon a monster from your hand or graveyard in face down defense. Then up to 3 cards on your field other than this card cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So what you would do with this a lot of the time is just pick your other 2 back row and 1 monster. And then your back row cannot be popped, your trap cards are going to resolve. This then gets a bit funky because not long after this card was released, we got RUSH Storm, which we already have in Duel Links. So RUSH Storm already puts us in a weird timeline of like Sunset Rebirth is already less valuable than it was on release in OCG. And then obviously Giant Trunade doesn't care about destruction prevention. You'll just bounce all the cards anyway, right? I'd expect a similar Light Galaxy skill if we're getting Linek though. We absolutely could though. It might just because it's not in the files yet doesn't mean it doesn't exist, right? Next character might be Otis. I doubt that, Guildford. Never say never. There's always a chance, right? In my mind, the next characters are probably going to be Yuga Goha. At some point has to come out. If they want to do a similar release to what they did with the last Sevens characters, then I think it's going to be Yujin, who is the... Is it Yujin? The sea serpent guy from Sevens, like one of the Goha siblings, next to another useless character. So, like, it could be... Actually, I think what would be a really good one is Good Yosh. I think Good Yosh would be a fantastic character to bring out because he has another wave of support that they could bring out for the Beast Gears. We could get, like, the second wave of Beast Gears, which would be so, so good. So I would love to see that as, like, a double unlock. But again, I wouldn't want to see either of those as, like, a singular character. I would expect Otis to come out after, at the very least, Yuga Goha. But we'll have to wait and see, right? We'll have to wait and see. We still need Yuga. IRL Wonder also did Lurker plus Legend. You're not wrong. Lurker is such a weird card for me. I forget that Lurker exists, even though that card was so meta-relevant for such a long time. There was such a long period of the OCG Rush Sliceman where that card was absolutely everywhere. A lot of decks would like play it as a single copy. Some decks would even like play 2 or 3 copies. And then it became a lot more popular as well when Ship of 7 Treasures came out because it was level 7. Obviously, you summon it out, pop your opponent's back row, goes back to your hand, activate Ship of 7 Treasures, send it to the graveyard, draw 2 cards. And that just in itself was like such a really strong combo. But because it's just not in Duel Links, my brain just goes, nah, Lurker doesn't exist. Don't worry about that card. But hello, Voltalon. Welcome, welcome. We could get Otis with Legend-esque skills, though, then later more Dark Spellcaster ones. You could, but then what would his, like, ace be? Because most characters only get an ace when they come out, right? So, like, his ace at that point would have to be, like, Blue Eyes White Dragon or something, which would be really weird. Bring us good character before the Worlds qualifies. I mean, it would be cool. Right now, all we know is we're getting the Euro rerun event. That's the only thing we know we're getting. We already covered this. We got into this exact pairing as the next expected. Oh, yeah, but just because you know that, Manicus, doesn't mean everyone in chat was here for that conversation. We got to re-go over it. If the next one isn't Rovian, finally, kind of... I mean, we were just talking about Sevens specifically. Like, Go Rush is a whole other kettle of fish, really. Sevens Road Alt Art. Sevens Road Alt Art would be pretty good. So what would you do? Like what is this? It's not going to be on here. Oh, I'm sneezing constantly today. I don't think the Sevens Road Alt Art's going to be on here specifically, is it? No, it's just going to be these ones. Because there is like Dark Sevens Road, which has like blue flame hair, which is not Seven Sphere. I mean, I suppose we could do this. If I do... Here we go. So if I go here... Give this a second. Almost. There we go. This is like the other Sevens Road Magician art. Which is like... the Otis evil one. So, like, yeah, we could get this as an alt art, which would be pretty cool. But what we really want, guys, what we really want is Strong Boy Sevens Road. When are we getting Strong Boy Sevens Road, guys? Come on. Why do we even need, like, evil Sevens Road Magician when we can have Strong Boy Sevens Road? Maybe we're getting a new dragon for Luke in the next box. We probably are, based on the leaks. Based on the leaks, it's almost certain that we are going to be getting that. Let's go back over to here. But, either way, very, very exciting. Very, very interesting to think about what we could get. Because the other thing is we still don't know what the rest of, like, Luke's skill is. We still don't know what Euro's skill is. There's still so many unanswered questions, so it's really hard to speculate what we're going to get without more information. Sevens Wonder Fusion. Exactly, Louise. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, we've just been talking about 7's Wonder Fusion. Give us the Ice Cream, SRM, and Dragius. If we did that, we'd have to get all of the chibi Elemental Heroes, I think. I think that's the only way to make it work. But then that might be like a licensing issue. Like, because I think that they're collabs with different people, so... But I guess we'll jump over and talk about the metagame. So, we've had 4 tournaments. Bear in mind, it's still the first week, so people are still experimenting, etc., etc. Take all of this with a pinch of salt. But we have had 4 different decks win a tournament. That's pretty cool, right? But I think everyone's happy to see different decks winning, a lot of diversity. If we jump down here, we could see Red Eyes Meteor has now overtaken as the current top performing deck, followed by Royal Rebel, followed by High Tech, followed by Gradius, followed by Chemicalized, which is also Pyro, then Elemental Hero, and then Baseball has managed to sneak its way in. So this isn't too surprising. The big one is Hero isn't being represented a ton, but like in one of the tournaments we had yesterday, for example, only 1 Elemental Hero entered. So we're back in the stage of like people just not wanting to play heroes, even though the deck is completely fine. It's very interesting that this is happening. I can see 7's Wonder being like a bundle card in the next box. I mean, it absolutely could be. Absolutely could be. I could see the ORR Premium Black being the World's Campaign card. It's got its own skill and playable with a second skill. The only problem with that is typically the Road to World's Campaign cards you get at 1 copy. So like having 1 copy of it isn't the end of the world, but since it has its own skill, it would feel really weird to give us just a single copy of it and then have an entire skill that lets you tribute out for 1 less tribute. That just seems strange to me, which is the reason I don't think it's going to be that one. Now, they still could do that, or they could break tradition and just give us 3 copies of it as a Road to Worlds campaign. But they could treat it also like Dimension Linker, which is not really a Road to Worlds campaign thing. That's just a campaign card. But it's not the same level of like promo, if we're going to call them promos. Maybe normal art in the box. That would make sense. That would make sense. I don't dislike that. I think that would be cool. I still think that would be a lot less exciting than getting Transamo Road Rhynek, personally. But maybe I am in the minority there. Who knows? Who knows? Regardless, this is a pretty cool pie chart that we're looking at right now. Now, if we head over to the top 8 points, this is where stuff gets funky, because there's a big fat slice of this pie, which is not even on our other pie chart. 7's Road keeps making it to top 8 and can go no further. It is getting walled off at top 8 and is unable to break top 4. And it's being played a ton. So many people are playing this deck, so many people are trying to do well with this deck, and it's just not performing as they need it to. Gonna need get shipped soon too, I think. Which ship are we talking about? Shipper 7, I assume? I mean, Shipper 7 would be good. In a selection box, yeah? Well, based on the leaks, if we're going to get everything that was in there, I think Balloon Barsha would make an excellent selection box bait card. So, never know. Maybe we get a selection box with that and Shipper 7. Could happen. The problem, we can't search 7 Sphere with the skill. Yeah, but you can with this. Bam. This is all we need. Send a spellcasting monster to the grave from the deck. That's all we need. But the meta is in an interesting spot. Still early days. Nothing really to talk about. It's nice to see Rebels is performing well. Chemicalized is doing well, but again, we did talk about its caveats a little bit earlier. And 7's is there. It's got 6 top 8s. It needs to start doing a little bit better. Moving on, we'll talk about some of the OCG stuff before we jump in and actually start playing the video games. So, it's time for a bicycle race with Pear Psychroid. So we're getting Pear Psychroid in Rush. This was announced a little while ago. Level 5 Earth Machine Fusion, 1600 attack, 2 machine monsters with the same name of the material, and this card can attack directly. So obviously, there's something you could do with this is power bond it out. It comes out as a 32 that can attack directly. That's neat. It's not anything crazy. I think any deck that plays machine monsters and has a way to fusion, so like the fusion spell card, for example, will probably play at least a copy of this card, because there will be situations where you can just kill your opponent out of nowhere, right? So what are the predictions? Mini box plus selection plus structure. Also a character in May or unlikely. I doubt we're going to get a character in May. At least not for Rush. I would expect most of the rest of that. I think there's a chance we don't get a selection. But there's also quite a good chance we do. Like, if we go back here and take a look at the product release dates. The last time we got a structure deck was 349 days ago. And that was in May. And do you know what came alongside that? The Eternal Galaxy Road mini box. But what wasn't there? We did not get a selection box until the following month in June. So if they want to follow the precedent that they themselves have set, next month we would get a structure deck and a mini box, and there'd be high impact. Then the month afterwards, we would get the selection box and another mini box, and that's going to be what we have going into Worlds, right? So we might get a selection box next month, but we might have to wait a while. How many new cards came in Rush Selection? That's a good question. Go and have a look. Articles. Rush Selection Box 3. Let's take a look at this one. Okay, what was new in here? This was new at the time, I believe. This was new. This was a bundle. This was an alt art, right? Not actually new. This wasn't new. Curse was new. So it was a 1, 2, 3. Gale was new as well. 4. So it was like 4 new cards. So not even like that many new cards, right? Gradius could possibly play the Roid Fusion 2, but not sure if needed. I mean, if you don't have a fusion spell, which you usually wouldn't in Gradius, there's not really much of a reason to use it, right? And the Magician. Oh, well, did we get the... Was this the first Amazing Dealer? Yeah, because the other one was High Dragon Solar Strikes. Yeah, so that was what, 5 cards? 5 cards. Easy to get 2 machines with the same name. Yeah, but it's not easy to just have a way to fusion summon them, is the thing. Okay. I mean, that's good to know. Alright, moving on. Set forth with Journeying 3 Magi. So, new spell card. During a turn you have not activated the Journeying 3 Magi, send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard. Then you could choose 1 level 4 or lower light, dark, or water spellcaster effect monster in your graveyard. Among them. And add it to your hand. So... Is it just me, or is this kind of mid? So, we mill 2, effectively. And, well, I guess we're always milling 3 cards, right, no matter what. But, occasionally, you'll be able to add a level 4 or lower light, dark, or water spellcaster monster to your hand. So, it's obviously very restricted in that it's only light, dark, or water. Has to be level 4 or lower. So, if you just mill a bunch of spell or traps, you just don't do anything. I don't know. I don't think I like this card, but I guess it depends how many cards can stack on top of your deck. Alistair, my boy. Hope it's not only this card. I mean, we'll have to wait and see, right? But this card on its own, I'm like, eh. Can we find selection bait in the list? I mean, probably. Alright, Hysteric Eyes is the next one. So this is, I believe, a reference to Shadow of Eyes, which is a trap card that Mai used to force male monsters into attack position in Season 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh! So, when your opponent normal summon or sets from the hand, or when your opponent special summons monsters, choose up to 2 monsters on your opponent's field and change their battle position. Okay, that's just good. Like, good requirement. Good effect. If a ritual monster had its battle position changed by this effect, for the rest of this turn, your opponent cannot activate the effects of that ritual monster or monsters with the same name as that monster. Interesting. Interesting. This is pretty good. This isn't like the craziest trap card ever, but this is a really good trap card. This is really solid. Especially because, like, you don't even need to play Harpy cards. Although it's a Harpy trap card, it's very clearly Harpies. Nothing to do with Winged Beasts. Nothing to do with Harpies. Nothing to do with like 1400 defense. It's just a good trap card. Negate is real. Overall, pretty solid trap. This is fantastic in my opinion. This is just great. Then, Harpy Raffinato. Everyone probably wants to appreciate this art, so we'll leave that up for a second. Hi, late because I had a very dramatic day. Hello, Islet. Welcome, welcome. How's everyone? I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. Same as Delirious Stream. Shady Junior. I mean, kind of. You don't have to discard a card, though. That's the best part about it. So, during the turn this card was normal summoned, choose one Harpy Lady Sisters or one Winged Beast normal monster with 1400 defense in your graveyard and add to the hand. This is fine. Like, getting back the normal monster is obviously neat. Getting back Harpy Lady Sisters is good because this is obviously the maximum, right? So, all around good card. Then we get to a nice, cool card. Exalted Celestial Custodian of the Sacred Summit. So this card, this art looks nice. But this art goes hard. So we're getting another Rush Premium Black version. The effect, though, So this is a level 9 Water Worm. 2500 attack. If you do not control a face-up Exalted Celestial Custodian of the Sacred Summit, you can pay 500 life points to summon this card from your hand in face-up defense position. This card cannot be destroyed by your opponent's effects. You do not take damage from your opponent's effects. So this is just like cheat out a 2100 guy in defense that can't be popped, which like that's neat. I don't know if this is super great, to be honest. I like that they go away from 1, 2, 3 OTK and focus more on control Harpies and maybe even maximum. Where's the Lycra bodysuit? Wow. That's something that you're going to have to work out in your own time. The card looks bad. Yes, I do not like this card. I think art-wise, it's fantastic. Obviously, it's kind of in that like level 9, pay 500 life points set of premium blacks that we've got. This is like a trend we're seeing. But this card in a vacuum, I think, is kind of mid. There are like... There's not... It's not even like this card has the, like, can't be destroyed by effects. It's only by your opponent's effects. Which means you can't even do something cheeky, like summon this out and Dark Hole. Which is, like, very mid, in my opinion. Moving on, we have Hydrangea, the Shadow Flower Tea Master. And this is the most... God, what is the archetype called? The Aqua deck. What are they called? The Ritual deck. You know, you guys know the deck. You know the deck. The Ritual Aqua deck. Why can't I remember what they're called now? My brain is not working. Regardless, the art style is exactly the same as those. Princess. Yes, the Princess deck. But this is a plant monster. It's a level 4 Earth Plant, 700, 1000. You can activate during the turn this card was normal summoned. We don't like this line. We prefer it if this was just activate whenever, or normal or special, but okay. Excavate the top 5 cards of your deck and reveal them. You can choose up to 1 level 7 plant monster and up to 1 fusion. Among them, add them to the hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck. If you added 2 cards to the hand with this effect, choose 1 card in your hand and send it to the graveyard. So this is a maximum of a +1. And we're gambling, which is never great. We don't really want to be gambling. We'd rather have a guaranteed plus, right? The biggest issue that I have with plants currently is you still have to run the fusion spell card. Most decks that are good, competent, meta-relevant fusion decks are not playing the fusion spell card anymore. They have like their own way to either fuse from hand or fuse from graveyard or do something. But as is, I don't know. Not a fan of this. Just not a fan. This is just a Duel Link skill, but good. But good. So if a Duel Link skill excavated 5 instead of search your deck, you would prefer that. Send the plant summon. The other level 4 copy, name engrave might be useful. But then by that logic, you then already have to have the other Atrains, right? The Atrains that can change its name. In Duel Links, this type of card is better because we play 30 cards. Exactly. And because we'll probably have a skill that thins the deck as well. So we'll have 5 cards out from our deck. Then we'll have a skill that probably sends like 2 or 3 cards more from our deck to the graveyard or hand or whatever. And then we'll dig through 5, right? So it becomes a lot stronger in Duel Links. Then we have reference art. We have our Claymont, the Sky Savior Advisor. I mean, looks very generic anime pretty boy. Neat, I suppose. Then we have Limlith, the Skysaver Princess. I'm not a big fan of this concept art. I don't know what it is. It looks very, it looks like there wasn't a lot of effort put into designing, like, the face. And the line work looks a bit weird. I don't know. Like, comparing this to this looks like it has a lot more detail. It looks a lot, like, crisper. And this looks like it was drawn with, like, a thick marker pen. I don't know. It's weird. Obviously, I like the dress. I think the card looks great. I'm not a huge fan of this specific piece of artwork. But if we go past that, we can get to the important one, the actual most beautiful card in the set. And that is Bad End, the Mad Fiend of Despair. Look at how beautiful this card is. Look at how lovely this concept art is. Like, this is amazing. Like, whoever drew this did an absolutely fantastic job. The detail in this looks great. Absolutely fantastic. Exactly, it is cute. Whistling Bird just subscribed for 7 months. Hello, hello, Whistling Bird. Welcome, welcome on in, and thank you for the subscription as always. How are you doing, my friend? Mad Fiend, so fun.
Subscribed for 7 months. Who?
I haven't even played it yet, to be fair. I haven't played the deck myself yet, but I am looking forward to it. This is a really cool deck. And then the last stuff we have to look at is the reporters. Uncover the motherlode of all scoops. So let's have a quick look through. Wait, is this a maximum monster? It is. I'd seen the card art. I hadn't, like, looked into them because I wanted to read them on stream. This is a maximum monster. I wasn't ready for that. Okay, interesting. Needs more eyes. So, level 4 Earth Machine maximum effect monster. Declare a card type, monster, spell, or trap. Excavate the top card of your opponent's deck. Reveal it and return it to its original position. If that card is the declared type, you gain 400 life points, so that's already useless. If this card is in maximum mode, you can choose one card in your opponent's field and destroy it. Okay, so when it's not in maximum mode, this card is look at the top card of your opponent's deck, and then hopefully we can do something with that information. And then popping a card is obviously really good. Next piece, you have the middle piece. You can maximum summon this card, excavate the top card of your opponent's deck, reveal it, return it to its original position. If that card was a monster, this card gains 800 attack. If this card is in maximum mode, it gains an extra 1000 attack and its attacks pierce. Okay. So 1800 puts up to 48. 48 pierce is not bad. But it runs into the same issue that a lot of the maximums have, which is most maximums cannot OTK. And that puts them in a bit of a weird spot. Oi, Tomato, can't really hear the stream at the moment. I hope everything's going well. I mean, I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well, Neo. Nah, these cards are good. Manipulating the top of the deck is getting loads of effects. It's pretty consistent here. I mean, all I said was, in a vacuum, looking at the top of your opponent's deck doesn't do anything. And that is still true. So, if there are 10 or more cards in your deck, your opponent excavates the top card of their deck, reveals it, and returns it to the original position. If that card was a monster, send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard. If this card is in maximum mode, you can choose up to 2 hot off the press in your graveyard and place it on top of your deck in any order. Okay. So, we're a big piercing body. We're almost always going to pop back row because we have a big piercing body. We're only getting anything if it's a monster. So how can we make it a monster? Right now, we can't. Right now, between these 3, we have no way to guarantee it's a monster. So hopefully there'll be other cards in here that does that. During the turn this card was normal summoned, if there are 2 or more Earth Machine monsters in your graveyard, you can choose Reporter Raccoon or Fusion in your graveyard and add to the hand. Then you can choose one card in your opponent's graveyard and place it on top of the deck. Alright, this, immediately, fantastic. But this now puts us in a weird spot, where now we're trying to play a Fusion deck. So, interesting. Stays level 4, interesting. Yeah, I mean, there are... I'm trying to think, actually. Does the Jointech one stay level 4? So, then we have Reporter Lilum. Declare a card type, monster, spell, trap. Your opponent excavates the card of the deck, reveals it, and return it to its original position. If that card is the declared card type, you can draw one card. If you drew a card, you can activate the effect. Okay, that's fine. High-speed machine Eng. Declare a card type. Your opponent executes the top card of the deck, reveals it, returns to the original position. If that card was the declared type, you can choose one Earth machine monster in your graveyard, add it to the hand. If you add it for the rest of this turn, you can activate the effect. Okay, so this is just a good effect. Because you can just use this to get back maximum pieces, or use it to get back anything else. The downside is this is a level 7 monster. So, do we have a way to get this out? This is another level 7 monster. Send one face-down card on your field to the graveyard. Go away, Hype Train. No one likes you. Choose one face-down card on your opponent's field. Reveal it and place it on top of its in its deck. Okay. I mean, this is like an okay card, but again, we don't want to be tributing out level 7 monsters. So, level 8. Why were there so many high-level monsters in this deck? This card's name is treated as printing presser while in the graveyard. Send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. Your opponent executes the top 3 cards of the deck, reveals them, and places them back to the original order. You choose hot off the press in your graveyard up to the number of monsters among them and add them to the hand. Okay. We're still going to have to read these spell cards as we go through. About maximums, what would you think about when they would be destroyed for the first time? They are split instead. I mean, the point of a maximum is it's meant to be kind of risk reward. You're meant to like make a towers, and then if your opponent has a way to out it, they can out it, right? If you have a layer of protection, suddenly it's like, well, maximums always become really, really good to have. So, like, it defeats a lot of the negatives of them. Against some decks, they'll be able to punish it, right? But not a lot of them. I think the gadget one stays 4, the others don't. One of the joint techs and the gadget one stays 4. I mean, maybe it's just the gadget one does, I don't know. I mean you have the ability to look them up, right? There's a shortage of milk and stuff. This would be decent in joint tech. Yeah. I mean, could be. Alright, Happy Journal. During the turn you have not activated Happy Journal, if there is a face-up Earth Machine monster on your field, you can declare a card-type monster, spell, or trap. Your opponent excavates the top 2 cards of the deck, reveals them, and places them back on the original order. Draw cards equal to the number of cards of the declared card type among those type. Okay, so this is sometimes Pot of Greed, which is pretty good. I mean, most of the time I think you would just declare monster, so... Okay. Extra hot off the press. So this card is treated as hot off the press while in the graveyard. If there is a face-up Earth Machine monster on your field, your opponent excavates the bottom 3 cards of the deck and reveals them. Inflict 400 damage to your opponent times the number of monsters among them. Choose 2 of those excavated 3 cards and place them on top of your opponent's deck in any order. So, if everything goes well, we're burning our opponent for 12. And because of how this deck works, we have a lot of ways to get hot off the press back. Up to and including this, which potentially could get us 3 copies of it. I mean, this has a lot of potential. I think I'd have to actually play with the deck, but I can see the vision. Major breaking news. This card is treated as sort of report by the graveyard during your opponent's main phase. When a card is sent to your opponent's graveyard, choose up to 2 cards to your opponent's graveyard and place them on the top of the deck in any order. Then you can summon 2 Earth Machine monsters from your hand to your field and face at defense. The issue I see is there are not a lot of ways to help summon out all of these boss monsters, and we have 3 different level 7 plus monsters. Nah. If we could summon these for 1 tribute, I would be like, yeah, these are good. Because we can't, I really don't know how I feel about this. I think these having to be summoned for 2 tributes ruins them. But there might be another card that we get. Because the thing is, we can summon them off the trap, but you can only do this during your opponent's main phase. And what's the chances they survive to your turn? Probably not very high. Hello, OG Toti. Welcome on in. Hello, Shui. Major breaking news. We have hot women. Hello, Shui. I don't know what we're specifically referring to. Is it do you really like I guess you probably like both of these two, right? Probably not so much Frank. You know where you can maybe summon them for 1 tribute? Are you talking about a Duel Link skill? I mean, I wrote the first time twice. But yeah, I like the idea behind these cards. My gut feeling is there are too many high levels, so you wouldn't end up playing most of them. And also, they're a mix of 7s and 8s, which also is annoying, because that now means you can't just commit to a level 7 or a level 8, like, consistency card. The trap will begin to interrupt decks that recycle ritual spells. I mean, yeah. I'm not saying the trap's bad. I'm saying the trap is bad as a way to specifically get bosses onto the field. But yeah, that is it. That is all of it. We've done it all. We've looked at them all. It's time to play video games. We're going to jump in. We're going to play some Pyro. Let's see what happens. Fingers crossed we don't crash and burn. I have to go, but have fun. Hopefully I will join later. Thanks for stopping by, Isla. Always a pleasure. Oh, we've got Yuki from Japan. Let's see what Yuki's got for us. Oh, Yuki's on a rank up. That is a hand. Well, I think I am going to set all of these. Let's see what he does. We'll toggle off for this. We're not going to shotgun it. Meteor Black Rising. Okay. This is kind of yikes. If he just activates that and pops our monster, we are probably dead. I was hoping he would summon before he did this. If you could pop a back row, well, yeah, okay. I think we're dead, guys. I think this is a really awkward game 1. Especially because he just... did he open the red eyes? He used the skill to search the Meteor Flare Fusion. Okay. I mean, this is a shame, but I think this just comes down to a little bit of bad luck. Like, the only other thing we could have done is shotgun Star Protector's protection immediately. Which, like, in some situations would be the correct play, but without knowing that he's on that deck. Like, if he was on Hero, it does a lot less. I mean, yeah, we are just dead. Well, not a great game 1, if we're being honest. I'm going to chalk that down to bad luck. And we're not going to dwell on that too much, because I still stand by the play, right? If we knew 100% we were against that deck, sure, we shotgun it there. But also, he had to not summon any other monster. He had to have exactly the entire fusion in hand without summoning a monster, which most of the time that deck shouldn't be able to do. Well, that's just bad luck. Did I miss the banlist reaction? Oh yeah, that was an hour and a half ago, Shui. We started with the banlist reaction. What's your take of Pyro based on the tournaments we had so far? I think Pyro is underwhelming. I think it's fine. It's not, like, awful. But it's also not anything special. It's nothing super crazy. That is my opinion. I think it has a lot of bad matchups. I think it's probably going to sit around tier 3. Like, where it's playable. There's stuff you can do with it. And if you don't get hit by your opponent's trap cards, you can, like, pop off and do a lot with it. But a lot of the time, that's not going to be the case. You are going to get hit with trap cards. You're going to find yourself in bad matchups, and you're probably not going to have a great time. That's my initial impression with it. I don't want to start the next one with Rovian, Unit, etc. To not get frustrated, we don't have them in Duel Links yet. I mean, they'll come out eventually, right? Hopefully sooner than later. Interested to see if we get the new Fusion or if they just expect us to play Newsflash, the Journalistic Juggernaut. Also, with Hot Off the Press and the new card getting that name, we have a lot of burn. Yes. I don't know if we care too much about some of that, though. Hi, Tomato. I just came from lecture. Hello, Matea. Welcome, welcome on in. Interesting with all the top and bottom of the deck control. What? Interesting. Oh, right, I see what you mean. Like manipulating the top and the bottom of the deck. Hey, we kept Dynamo Might. Unfortunately, Dynamo Might doesn't actually do anything. These are cards. So we could pop the back row. We can... We'd have to grab both. Put that down to 100. We don't have any more burn options. We could burn for 3. I can put them on 600. 600, though, is not lethal. That is what we're learning here. The alternative... Oh, no, we can't even do that. Because we don't have enough bodies. Because we're left with just Dynamo Might. Ah, that's annoying. We can't even do a fusion play then. Okay, so we're going to be playing a very passive turn here. We need this. I mean, I suppose the alternative is I could do like this and this. That's not too bad. There's no point in taking fusion. What's our back row? It's Fiery Blows. He's got 3 spellcasters. So if we went for that, we wouldn't be able to do a ton off of it. I think we're probably sending you. Yeah, we do already have that, so we're fine for that. Alright, we'll summon out Ember. We'll flip up Dynamo Might. We are going to use the Fiery Blaze here. We'll get rid of this. Activate the effect. Summon this out. Activate your effect. Probably don't have to worry about that. We'll summon. We will set. We will set. We will set. Go to battle. We will swing over this. Swing over this. And get him for 11. Alright. All things considered, not bad. I hope we get combined Pyro deck at some point. We probably will. I'm not sure when, but we probably will. I need to think it's really worth to fuse or keep your level 7 with Ultra Ember / Secret Order boost. That's fine. We don't care about that. What do you think about 7's Road now with the new support? I think it is a little bit better than it was. I don't think it is great right now, is my initial impression. I think it's fine. I just don't think it is enough to currently be like a really strong top tier strategy. Okay, we lose stop defense. That's completely fine. We kind of lucked out there because 2 traps and a spell, and he immediately hits the spell. What do you think about the Noodle Piercing spell? I think the Noodle Piercing spell is not very good. Overall, the Noodle Piercing spell is good very specifically if you can make use of the 300, which sometimes you can, or if your opponent is very specifically playing low defense monsters. Whereas the majority of the time, you're better off playing Stop Defense, because you can use Stop Defense to actually inflict a decent amount of damage, because both of your fusion monsters are really good at punishing your opponent for having attack position monsters, right? Charmy is fine. I do not mind Charmy. You can have a Charmy. Goes for a set. Goes for a set. Do anything else? That's fine. Activate Charmy Witch. Straight to battle. Okay. This is fine. This has protection, so we can't pop that. We still can't do that. Right, now let's see if it mattered that I didn't use... I guess it wouldn't have made any difference either way. We would have always lost 2 monsters. So he has Star Salvation Shield, which is annoying, but fine, because we can just kill him through it. How much can we get him down? If we put him down by 15, he goes down to 13. We'll be at 55. 55 minus 13 is 42. So we just win, right? No matter what he does. Activate Alchemy Blaze. Reveal this. I'll grab this. I mean, does it matter what else we grab? We only have one fusion material either way. So if for whatever reason he did have a way to stop us, I guess this is the next best thing to take. I don't think you matter. I mean, we'll probably just send this, right? I'm trying to think if it actually makes any difference at all. We'll just send this. Alright, we'll summon out Ember. Activate the effect. Summon out Chromat. Summon out Ember. Activate Fusion. We go 1. We go 2. Summon out Flame Archer. I mean, I just win, right? I don't think I need to do anything else. I'll summon out Dynamite because I can. Let's see if he wants to do anything after this. Activate the effect. Pop that back on top. I mean, sure. Boom! Okay, I was pretty sure we win there no matter what, but I wanted to just try and make sure, right? And that was just a clean one. We always take those. I think new 7s went from Rogue to Tier 3. Yeah, I think that sounds right-ish. It's either like... It depends on like how many tiers you have, right? Obviously, we tend to do tiers 1, 2, 3, High Rogue, Rogue. I would say maybe it goes into High Rogue now rather than straight into Tier 3. But, again, if it was like a Japanese tier list, we'd probably have it in like, you know, S, A, B, C. And it would probably be somewhere like B, C, D sort of area. I don't know if I think Seven's Road is quite good enough to make it into Tier 3 or not. Like, maybe. Maybe it is. I haven't tested it enough, to be honest. Have you tried Star Restart? I think Star Restart is not very good in this deck. I think, like, if you get, like, a custom hand, it can be really good. But I think most of the time, you're better off playing Silent Doom. Silent Doom just feels better most of the time. I mean, this is a hand. We're against Noodles specifically here. Okay. I think we're just going to set 4. See what he's got. I'm expecting this to... Oh, Noodles with only 2 extra deck, though. Maybe it's not Noodles. What are you doing, my friend? Flame Seeker. Okay. Dr. Redrobe. Set back row. Set defense monster. Battle. Well, I don't know how to tell you this, buddy. You are not breaking my board. Okay, well, we have 9 cards going into this turn, so there's potential here. We have a fusion already, so we can very, very easily do that. Right, let's go Fiery Blaze first. We're always going to go aggressive here, so getting rid of the back row always makes sense. I think we have to take Pot of Greed, because then we can search around that. Okay, so now I can go double Archer and absolutely murder this man. Or I could just summon this and murder him. There is so much I can do with this hand. Right, we'll use this. We'll summon this. I'll reveal this. I'll grab this and this. I will send this to the graveyard because I can just bring it back. We'll activate Fusion. We go 1. We go 2. Summon out the big boy. Activate the effect. I'll put one of these on top. Change this. Activate Silent Doom. Bring this back. Summon out Ember. Activate Fusion. We go 1, we go 2. We can activate its effect. And then we'll just smack in for a casual 10,100 damage, I guess. Okay, that worked out alright. Oh, yeah. I mean, our opponent wasn't playing a deck, really, were they? They summoned some low-level vanillas and passed. What were they playing? I am genuinely curious. Did you try some tech with Mantle Vader? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So we're playing Dueling as Ramen. I mean, I guess this is just like very, very free to play, right? Very, very like gemless or just very low gem. It doesn't even have the Super Flavor Inspector yet. Or Special Operative Flavor Inspector. BMing an auto duel deck. I don't even know if that was an auto duel deck, mate. I don't even know what was going on there. Because why would you have like extra cards in an auto duel deck? It's just weird. Alright, let's skip past this. Find a different song. There we go, that's a bit better. Take note, Silent Doom is better than Starry Start. So, in some situations, Starry Start is going to be better, right? But Silent Doom gives you access to the Chromatographicus, which is already better than Silent Doom, because Silent Doom... better than Starry Start, because Starry Start won't let you do that. You shouldn't need to get the double card back, unless your hand is absolutely garbage, right? Because you could search for 2 pieces of your fusion. So, unless your hand is, like, really, really bad... you should be fine to not have to worry about getting 2 pieces back from the graveyard. But, again, it depends. It's never quite, like, open and cut. Now, is this actually Gunkan Suship Shari, or is this a different Shari? That's the next question. Have we been stream sniped? And our hand is now being looked at? Okay, Hound is, like, okay. And we're always going to do this either way. With this... I could potentially get him for a ton of damage, but I don't really want to with this. Probably going to bin 1. Use that to summon out 1. Summon, tribute, use that to summon out another. I mean, I could do that and just go for like 2 bodies, send something to the graveyard. That's not even like awful. Okay, we'll do this. Just gonna put this in the bin. We'll summon out Dynamite. So he has got something on summon. We'll go ahead and summon out Nitro Hound. Activate its effect. Tribute 2 to summon. We'll summon out Ember. We'll summon out Chromat. I think we're just going to set this. We'll just swing with this. I mean, we could just die here, because I completely forgot we were playing against Pyro. Oh, I completely tunnel vision that, but it's fine. It's me, BRB. Right, we're just going to get out of here then. I don't really have any interest in playing against viewers. At the moment. I didn't see the deck list. Do you play 3 Curse? I'm playing 2 Curse in this one at the moment. The mirror almost feels like the Royal Rebel type of mirror since they can hit hard. Yeah. Alright. Let's see if we can find not stream snipers. And get some real games in. Get owned, noob. Now, I have no interest in playing against people that are going to be stream sniping at the moment. Okay. We know he's got a tribute set, so the set monster is Witch. We could do a double pop. We could flip, but we can't do everything that we would like to do. So the question becomes, what is the best option we have available? If we commit all in, and we do run into a trap, that feels unbelievably bad. So I think what we're going to do is reveal this. I'm going to grab you and you. What do I want in the graveyard? I guess you are probably better to have in the graveyard. We'll go 1, 2. We'll send this. We'll set 1, set 2, set 3, set 4, set 5, set 6. So this way, we are kind of maxing out the number of cards we'll have going into the next turn. So obviously I could have just gone like aggressive, but if we went for a fusion summon, we could only pop one of his back row because we'd have too many resources. So it comes down to go all in, try and get a crap ton of damage in, or just give him a turn. You need to pay points to play against Tomato. Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, people will try and stream snipe just to, like, try and just, like, get on the stream. And obviously, everyone will always say they're not looking at your hand, but let's be honest, most people are probably looking at your hand. And it's just, like, a weird clout thing that I'm not really into, like, feeding into. Okay, Strange Witch comes out. Losing one of our back row already is not ideal, but it is what it is. And then we win. Okay, we'll take that, I suppose. Come to COG so I can snipe you. It's the only issue with streaming, right? Is you just get sniped by people constantly, which can be very annoying. Sometimes it's fine. Sometimes it's not. I play with honor, no snipping of hand. The thing is, people can say that, but there's no way to actually know, right? So it's one of those things where if you win, you can be like, oh no, I wasn't looking at your hand. I promise I wasn't. And if you lose, you can just be like, well, I wasn't looking at your hand. Otherwise, you know, I could have won if I had perfect knowledge. Like, it puts you in like a really weird position. It means you are famous. I am very much not famous. Okay. The old set full pass. We keep getting really weird hands like this. And again, we're against Pyro. Is firing that off now? Why? Okay. That doesn't really change my play too much. We'll go ahead and reveal Chromat. With this, I think we grab probably these two. I'm going to bin the Chromat. So I could get in for a chunk of damage here, but that invites just getting OTK'd on the crackback if he has like a really good hand. Actually, no, I couldn't have got any damage in because he activated Protector's Protection. So I could have like burned him for a bit and then tributed over and that would have been it. Okay. So we're in the mirror. The mirror for, yeah, as someone said earlier, I think it was Hit. The mirror is awful for this. The mirror is very boring. It's very defensive. It's very wait until everything is exactly as it needs to be. Grabs back Germalu and Ember. Now, what are we bidding? Throw Matt to the graveyard. Didn't you almost deck out in a mirror once? Yes. That mirror as well was so annoying because I found myself in a position where, because I was playing stop defense and he wasn't, all I had to do was get to my stop defense, and as long as he didn't have 3 trap cards, I just win. And he had 3 trap cards, which was so sad. Like, it's such a sad mirror. I didn't cite the hand, I'm an honest boy. I'm not saying you did. What I'm just saying is there's always a chance that someone could, right? Well, nothing we can do about that, so goodbye back crew. The thing is, if he doesn't have stop defense or noodle out of spicery, he's still not, like, doing anything here. Imagine he's got, like, double stop defense. That would be so wild. Okay, I mean, there's a chance I keep a monster here. Let's see what he does. Go on. Don't attack direct across. Go on, crisscross your attacks. Ah. Okay. 1 back row. We'll quickly work out if it's a trap card. Right, but it was not a Star Protector. With this hand... Let me go Alchemy Blaze, reveal this. We have ways to summon bosses. The issue is we don't really get much out of it. Leaving just 1 face-up monster also can just mean death in this matchup, which is a little bit scary. That into that. Because what I could do is just not... No, it has to be that, right? It would have to be this and this. Go 1, 2, 3, pop, pop. Use that, get that back. Right, let's go with it. Let's try it. Then we have to send stop defense here. We'll summon out Ember. We'll go ahead and summon out Salamander. I guess we'll activate Salamander here. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Actually, I probably should have left an Ember in the graveyard, to be honest. We'll go Ember, activate Fusion. Summon out Salamander. Activate the effect. Okay, hitting that was really big. Now, I think we probably get rid of this, but then he can crash. I mean, him crashing isn't the end of the world. We'll do this. Now, the question becomes, are we worried about him playing back row hate? Because if we are, we shotgun this in the draw phase. I think we probably do just shotgun this in the draw phase. Right, let's see what he does. So we still could just die here. So the line would be, if he is able to summon out the Archer, he reduces us by 15, puts us down to 50. So, goes up to 55 himself. Attacks over. That on its own is already 4,000 damage. So if he's able to go double Archer, which is hard. I mean, could he even do it? Potentially. He would need what? I mean, does he have Chromat in the graveyard currently? He does. He would have to make use of... Okay, Germalu to the graveyard. Summons out the Flame Ruler. Activate the effect. Summon out Chromat. I assume we're just going to go Archer. Okay, so right now we're looking at 4,000 damage to our face, but we'll be alive. So can those last 2 cards in his hand deal 2,000 damage is the question. Sets a back row, keeps a card in hand. So he's almost certainly got Shady then, because otherwise why else would you do this play, right? Alright, we're going to activate our skill. Reveal this. Then I really want cards from my deck here. Knowing that it's Shady, it doesn't really matter. I guess it's just going to be Chromat. Because we want to thin out the deck. That's our current objective here. We send this. Activate Pog. Damn. Okay. So now the players just go defensive. Okay. This is the line. Do you reckon you have an evil pyro twin called Chromatosaurs? I mean, maybe. Be mindful of widespread. I mean, the card in hand almost has to be like something, right? Right. So he kept a card in hand. He could have sent it to the graveyard when he used his skill. Instead, he sent Germaloo. So he deliberately kept a card in hand. So whatever it is, he wanted to keep it there, right? Which means I have to play around as if this is a Shady. Either he's like big-brained me, or I have the read and I'm 100% playing correctly, right? It's one of the two. We still have no back row hate. The issue is we can't like just play into it. I mean, we could, but we have to do it in a way where we don't get Giga punished. So I'd have to summon, see what he's got, then go from there. I don't like that at all. Alright, we'll do this and this. No, we want this probably. Send that. Okay. I think we have to just wait. He doesn't have another star protection yet, at least. Okay, straight to battle is at least something. We have 2 copies of our back row hate left in deck. There's 1. I mean, we can do stuff with this, but I don't like it. Alright, we'll reveal this. If I thin out the deck too much, I could also just lose from that. We could just go for it. Going for it would be these 2. Do I even need that one? Because I could just use that to bring it back. Use that. Summon, pop. Then just have the other ready to go? I mean, what else am I going to take realistically? Alright, we will normal summon, then we'll see if there's a delay. There is a delay. Activate Silent Doom. Bring this out. Oh, maybe there was a better play. No. Because I wouldn't have had two of one of them either. What am I doing? Why have I summoned this? I just went autopilot because I was thinking about the other line. I was meant to use this. That makes me sad because I think we had a good chance to win there. But we absolutely just went autopilot. We're not necessarily dead. We'd have to set. We have to set. And we have to pass. Because now we do this. We send this. Right. This is the only chance we have to live. And we have a fusion. Alright. Has to be these two. Oh, no, he gained life points. No, I can't win anymore because he gained the life points. We would have lost the 50-50. We knew where it was. We knew where it was. We couldn't lose the 50-50. Ah, because he gained life points, we lose anyway. Ah, if he didn't gain the 15. If he didn't gain the 15. So this would have been the line. Then we'd swing over this. And he would be on minus 300. But, unfortunately, we misplayed. Ah! Okay, okay. We did lose this game. But we would have won if we had not autopiloted through the play. We knew we had lethal. That is the important part. I wish my brain worked in a way where instead of knowing that I could have won, I actually just win. But we don't live in that timeline. So we have to do what we have. We will take the I know I would have won. Oh, bro, I need... There is something wrong with me, I think. I think there's genuinely something wrong with me. To be fair, part of it is just going to be streaming debuff, but part of it is just me being an absolute dumbass. I mean, there's no point in shotgunning that. Yo, is that Strange Witch? Into stream. Okay. Ah. Master Axe Road. Reveals the witch. It's a shame as well. That would have been such a good replay. But it's now just a absolute cock-up, so there's no point in putting it. Strange Witch. So he's got, like, the custom hand. This is, like, as custom as you can get for Seven's Road. So what's the next play? We fuse, and then what? Hypothetical victory, the best kind? No, the best kind is an actual victory. That's the best kind of victory. A deserved actual win. I mean... I guess this is fine. We'll just wait until he, like, fuses, right? So we have to do it here. If we want to at all. How much damage are we going to take? Like, it's a decent chunk of damage. We should probably do this. Okay. So we did win the 50-50 at least. Okay. And we took less damage, which is always nice. Alright. Summon. Pop the back row. There's no way to have like a really big... We can't do our fusion play either way. Because we're missing... No, I could just grab those two. Summon. Tribute. Go for that. We'd have to kill that. Which puts me back into another weird spot again. I suppose the question becomes, are we leaving Dynamo Might on the field or not? It would only be 300 burn. We'd have to send a card from my hand to the graveyard as well, which in this hand is probably... I could just do that, and then leave Doom on the field. That's not awful. Alright. We'll Blaze, reveal Chromat. We grab you and you. I could just send this to the graveyard and then bring it back with this. Go into the fusion, set one more monster, leave a card in hand. Having 3 monsters is probably the way to go. The alternative is we only have 2 monsters, in which case I burn with this. Which means I'd have to send Silent Doom. Right, we'll do this. We'll summon this. Activate Blaze. Pop the back row. Activate Doom. Bring out Chromat. We go Fusion. We're going to go ahead and hit this one. If I'd hit that one, I could have cleared the whole board, actually. I mean, I still could clear the whole board. It's just a little bit riskier. Because I could do this. I think I preferred this play. Is there a way to lethal there? I didn't even think about the other line. We needed those two, so there was no way to get a second boss. I don't think there was a lethal line. I mean, maybe if instead of him, I took Chemicalized Salamander, I could have kept that, reduced both by 1,000. Attack over 1, attack over... No, that's still not going to be anywhere near lethal. So this is a little bit risky in that we've left some low attack monsters face up. So like if he goes like, I don't know, Paladin plus something else, he could absolutely mess us up. But we'll have to wait and see what he actually does. There's a big think turn here. Now, one of the issues we have here... Oh yeah, we took Curse out of this deck. That's right. I remember now. We swapped out Curse for Stop Defense. And since one's in the graveyard, we only have one left in the deck. Which means if he just goes defensive, it could get annoying. I also don't really like having no trap cards. He really is doing a big think, isn't he? I suppose, to be fair, I probably take a long time thinking as well. It's one of those things where when you're actually thinking, you don't realise how long you're taking. Except like when the timer is shouting at you. Yeah, overall, I think the Pyro deck's pretty cool. I think for me, Super Graphigus is the playmaker of the deck. He's where like all your damage comes from. And depending on the situation, you can find yourself able to find lethal quite easily. Part of me feels like this deck, though, just doesn't OTK as well as other decks. And because of that, it ends up feeling a little bit lackluster. Okay. Reveal the Seven's Road Witch. Is this where he's going to send, like, Seven Sphere from hand to grave? Adds Roadstar. Okay. Adds Roadstar. That is horrifying. If he goes like Paladin plus Gladimagia, we are probably just dead. Hello, Lost Memory. Welcome, welcome. Oh. Maybe we're fine? Guess it depends. All of that? I guess this gets you back fusion? Okay. Okay. Then we're going to tribute both. Okay. Is this lethal damage if he would have attacked over an attack position? No. Okay, that was never lethal then. Okay, so... I mean, this is just GG, right? We activate the skill. We reveal this. We grab this and this. We'll send another one. We summon out a normal monster, so even if he has a Shady, it doesn't matter. We activate Fiery Blaze. We'll get rid of that. We'll summon out Ember. Activate Ember. Summon out Chromat. And Chromat is lethal on its own. Alright. Not a bad one. Not a bad game, all things considered. I mean, I think both of us took a long time thinking there, to be fair. So now we just go again. There's actually more Pyro on the ladder than I was expecting, which is kind of wild. I was expecting there to just be a ton of Seven's Road, because Seven's Road is already one of the most played decks, and then they got some new cards, so it's like, okay, this will just be the Seven's Road ladder. More Pyro? Okay, we'll try and not misplay this time. Fingers crossed. We'll set everything and pass. Well, we're not going to shotgun that on turn one. Alchemy Blaze. Okay. Reveals the Salamander. Adds Ember. Adds Fusion. Okay, so the plan is we're going to just make the Fusion, I guess. Which is fine. Yeah, this is all fine. Summons out Salad Boy. Summons out Ember. Activates Fusion. Okay, so now we probably Protector's Protection here. We're going to lose it anyway. Sure, we'll send you. You can pop my 1. Okay, so the trap card didn't actually do anything, but... Hello, Pyro Master. How's the new chemical? The deck is okay. Okay, so this guy specifically needed to send the level 4 to grave, so the card in his hand could be a big fat nothing. It could just be a boss, or it could be a card to discard for Shady. So you have to play around both of those possibilities. We're on 6k. We don't have a trap card to protect us, which is a little bit scary. But we shouldn't have to worry about getting OTK'd unless he, like, absolutely opens cracked. So... how many Pyro does he have engraved at the moment? Only 4. Ugh, it's an annoying number. We have that in the bin, so we can always make this bigger. Alright, we're going to activate Alchemy Blaze first. We want to thin out the deck because we want to hopefully draw into back row hate. With that in mind, do we just take double boss? I think double boss is the correct line here. Then I guess we send Stop Defense to the grave. It's the least useful card here. We'll go Pog. Damn it. Why can I never draw my back row hate when I want it? Okay, that's fine. So we'll flip this up. Activate the effect. I will just summon out Salamander. Let's see what he does into this. Right, so he has a delay. So chances are this is a Shady. Oh, no, 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 no. I forgot I only had 3. Uh-oh. Okay, so now we have to go defensive. Which is fine. It is not the end of the world. It's a little bit funny. Now we just attack over this. So what I should have done is not activated his effect yet. Just summoned this to make sure I got the boost on this to guarantee I clear. But this is also fine. The downside is, again, there is a slim chance he can OTK me here. So he needs to reduce me down. If he goes Super Archer, he can put me down to 1,000, put himself up to 55. That's 4,500 damage. So then he just needs, like, another decrease. It's Silent Doom. What has he seen from me? Okay. You lose 1 monster for free? Well, yeah, but we didn't know what the rest of the hand was, right? So we could have taken 3,000 damage, and being down 3,000 life points in this matchup is very bad. Stop defense, Kekwait. That is annoying. So this is fine, as long as he doesn't have another fusion. If he doesn't go into, like, Super Archer here, this is fine. Okay, that's fine. It's a bit annoying, but it's fine. Right, no delay there. No back row hate in hand once again, making me very sad. We can just go for a fusion play. The downside is with no back row, if we just get unlucky. I mean, the fusion play also doesn't kill, which is annoying. It's only 4,000 damage. And with no back row to protect us. You have game after Might Burn. You have game after Might Burn. I don't know what that means, Ursus. So I could go into a fusion, reduce the attack down to 15. Oh wait, no. No, we can't do double fusion. So we can only make one fusion. Reduce the attack down. Burn with Might's effect summon Archer for game. How? Would be 1,000 off. He goes down to 15. We go up to 55. You guys are going to have to help me out here. I don't see a lethal line. Go into fusion. We got to 55. He goes down to 15. That's 4,000 damage. We burn for 300. He's on 1,000. Alright. We'll activate the skill. Because either way we want to be activating the skill. I want to thin the deck, but I also want these spell traps ready to make like a big play. So I'm going to grab both of these back. I'm then going to put you in the bin, because you're just doing nothing for me. We'll set. I'm going to tribute set this. By using this and this. Then I'm going to set this and set this. This way I have a skill target for next turn. So now, the way we die is he has like a pierce spell or a stop defense, right? Oh, I guess he could have curse. We probably should have played around curse. Okay, I mean, that's annoying, but we're still fine. If he actually curses us, that is entirely just we fucked up there. If he doesn't curse us and we lose to anything else, there was nothing we could have done. Fuse plus Salamander effect. We couldn't do both, though, right? Because we needed to search the Fusion spell card and the... Oh, maybe we didn't search the Ember. Oh, the back row of the world. Okay, so now... he has his annoying little trap card. I don't care about that annoying little trap card, though. Does this change anything? I can pop 1, burn for 3. We can now attack him for 45. So we're 500 off of lethal at the moment. And with that, there's not anything else we can really do, right? So... reveal you. Probably grab this and another low-level monster. Probably just send this to the graveyard, right? Alright. Hey, Icy, welcome, welcome. We'll do an exclamation mark Icy in the chat. Which doesn't appear to be working. There it is. If you're talking other fusion, is only minus 15 always? I don't know what you mean by that. The reduction is always a 15 minus, but... Hello, Sora Mia as well. Welcome, welcome. He's going defensive. Okay. There's stop defense. Does that change stuff? We can flip that attack into it. That's probably going to be 5,500 damage. Then it comes down to back row hate. So... we either shotgun it now, because he hasn't used his legend trap yet. So we could just wait until we get another back row hate, which I don't hate. Alright, we'll activate our skill. Probably just grab, like, these two. I don't see a world in which we use Star Protector's Protection here, so we'll just send that. I think we just pass. I think we just wait until we get another back row hate. Be careful of your deck. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. We're going to try and not deck ourselves out while we're doing this. So we'll play it safe. Such a good mirror. Yeah, it's a very, very awkward one. Are you enjoying the new Rush format so far? Ups and downs. Ups and downs. I think it's not the best format in the world. It's not the worst. Start thinning your deck if you want to get the other back row hate. So I could do that. Like, you're absolutely right. But right now, my backup win con is I just win by decking him out. So right now I'm playing to 2 win cons, right? Like, it doesn't appear like he has any way to change my battle positions. So I am super fine. Like, at some point he has to attack me, right? Oh, I see what he's going to do. He's going to make the salad fusion pop all of our back row, I guess. Which is annoying because I'll lose my fiery blaze. Oh, no, we're not doing that. Okay, so this trap here is Star Salvation. Or a Star Protector's Protection. I just need to remember that. Oh no, he's making a rank 7 Xyz. 1, 2, 3. Reveal. We'll just grab back these 2. And then we pass again. Alright, if he's not playing Noodle Art of Spicery or Stop the Fence, what we did there was absolutely the correct thing. Because if we draw into our second back row hate, we can shotgun both of them on the 2 cards that we know aren't, or at least we know one of the cards was Star Protector's Protection, right? So we just don't hit that one, pop the other 2, then we can go into our play, activate Stop Defense to flip his guy up. We can summon out our guy, reduce the attack of his guy, because it's a well, at the time it would have been a non-tribute, but there it wouldn't have mattered. We could have gone into double Archer, reduce one of his monsters' attack down to 0, and attacked over 55, and just killed, right? So, like, what we did there was correct, and it feels really weird, but that was the right way to play that matchup. Hello, Badge. Welcome, welcome. This is so fun. I hate... I hate the mirror with this deck so much. I hate it so much. It is not fun. It is not fun. At all. Like, it's fun in that, like, you have to think about every little micro decision. You've got to make sure you don't run out of normal summons. You have to try and ascertain if your opponent's even playing cards to break it. Because if they do, the whole thing can just fall apart. But at the same time, you're just setting and passing. And that is just not a super engaging game plan. I feel mirror is kind of annoying between these 2 decks. Yeah, it is very rough. Did I walk into one of the worst mirrors ever created? Yes, and I think that's our 4th Pyro opponent today, which kind of tells you how the day's been going. All right. Alright, I'm doing something on the other screen at the moment. Alright, quickly, let's see what's going on. This is not the ideal hand, if we're being honest. I mean, sure, we revealed this. We'll go... This, I guess? I could just, like, threaten the back row, but if he has anything, he absolutely rinses it. So I don't think that's actually a safe play to do. I think we just go for these two. We'll probably send stop defense. I don't see him, like, going super defensive here. We'll summon out Ember. Summon out Chromat. We will set, go to battle. So I could have popped one of his back row. Like, that is arguably the better play. I mean, could I have popped the back row? I would had to have summoned Ember face up, which I don't think was worth it. Like this, if he's got a load of back row hate, he's got to snipe the right ones, right? If they have Shady, what will they do? I mean, if they have Shady and I go for the Salamandra fusion, I get absolutely cooked. This is like the safe option. Swordsman of Roadstar. Polymerization. Alright. Into Master of Sevens. I will allow this. This is fine. Then Stream comes down right at the end. Hits Blaze. I mean, I would rather keep my Blaze, but I suppose it's not the end of the world. Alright, there goes Star Protection. So already, Star Protection did more by me not activating it than if I had activated it. Haha! It was Ember! Something that you had perfect knowledge of. You knew that was an Ember. Yet you still attacked it, you fool. Okay, what's next? I mean, at this point, we can just go for a fusion. The problem is we can't do a double fusion. That is the thing that stinks here. How many spellcasters are in your bin at the moment? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I could reduce this down to 35. I can only get myself up to 32 outside of a fusion play. I think we probably go for a fusion and then see what happens beyond that. The question is, which fusion do we go for? I mean, if I go for that, pop... There might only be one attack over that attack. That's probably the play. I think trying to get rid of the back row is probably the correct play either way, right? So we go Alchemy Blaze. I'll reveal Chromat. So we need a fusion. We already have, like, big guy. So I don't think we need anything else. Like, I can take this for an extra, like, 200 damage. I think we'll probably just take one of these. This is probably fine, right? We'll probably take double fusion. That's not the end of the world. Summon, summon, use both. Go into that, summon that. What am I discarding? So what I take is probably what I discard, right? In which case it'd be this and this, or this and this. Let's go for this. We'll send this. Summon this. Activate the effect. Summon this. Yeah, we got plenty. Into Alchemicalize. Activate the effect. Summon this. Activate the effect. And lethal. Okay. If you have 2 fusion, you can double fusion. I mean, we didn't have double fusion. You had Silent Doom set? We did have Silent Doom set. So the logic there was that I could use the Silent Doom to reduce their attack. Because if they didn't have a back row, it puts me in like a weird spot. So I could have put them down to 0, attack for 55. I guess because I had Dynamo Might, it was always correct to go for the double fusion anyway. Because even if he had Shady, he flips down, then we just go into the second fusion and kill anyway. I think because we had Dynamo Might, that means that we had lethal via that line. So I think we should have, yeah, just always done the double fusion. But Soromir is right. So I knew we had the double fusion option. But in my mind, I was like, well, if it's only 5,500 damage, that doesn't matter, right? But because we had a spare Dynamo Might in hand for the 300 burn, and he had already attacked into Ember for 300, that was a lethal line. So we should have done the other play. Will be more beautiful if we make double fusion. Yeah. Show list. I'll show my list during this game, I guess. I can pop it up. Not exactly the sexiest first turn, but... Right, we'll toggle off for a second here so it doesn't annoy us. This is the list we're playing at the moment. I think this isn't super optimal yet. I think there are still ways to, like, make this better. But this is the version we're playing at the moment. Oh, he's got the God Hand. I mean, it's annoying. Alright, so now... I guess we're going to do this now. Do we know he has fusion? Yeah, we know he has fusion. So we'll do this now. Because this way he gets one less mill. The downside is he could now instead make Master. But like if he makes Master, that's also kind of fine for me. No guy from the box I didn't open. W. Which box didn't you open? What guy are we referring to? Hey, we take 100 less damage. We take those. Now we have double stop defense, which is so funny. Okay. If I were to... I could easily go into that. Reduce... That's not lethal. There's no way to make that lethal with this current board. We have no way to get double fusion. I could change this to attack. There's still just no way to find... I could search for another copy of Ember. As well as thingy. Go into that. Make Archer. Change that to attack. Reduce that attack. Using this. Is probably the best thing I've got. So I'll reveal that I have Salad. I need this. And I need this. That way I can get out both bosses. And do a fusion. So go 1, 2. Then I have to send you to the graveyard. The only way this hand works. Which sucks because I want to get the 300 burn. But it is what it is. Then... we want to do this in a very specific way. So we'll go Ember. Activate Ember. Summon Chromat. Summon Ember. Activate Fusion. We go 1, we go 2. Summon this out. Summon Ember. Summon this out. Stop the fence. One, two, three. This one. Victory! Is Pyrofusion as good as the other fusion decks or better? Alright, so I don't really need this many Sevens Road replays, but I was complaining that we weren't getting enough Sevens Road earlier, so now I'm eating my words. I will bring up this deck and give you my thoughts on it. So, this deck does some stuff really well. It does some things very, very well. It does other things very poorly. So, the obvious is in Engine, we have no way to deal with set monsters, which is very annoying. So because of that, I'm playing Stop the Fence. Now, there are other cards you could play, right? You could play Spicery, right? So you could play this. You could also play another obvious one, Curse, right? So the problem is, Curse feels like it should be fantastic, because you go into Alchemicalized Salamandra, and you go, okay, my opponent activates a trap card when I do this, therefore I get my +2 off Curse. The issue is, as you saw in some of these games, sometimes you just end up doing nothing, right? You just set a boat of cards. Both players end up with 100 cards in their hand, and Curse doesn't do sod all. Especially against some matchups, they will just play around Curse. So Curse feels really annoying. Then there's Noodle Art of Spicery. Noodle Art of Spicery is okay. Like, the 300 attack can matter in the same way that, like, a Dynamite's 300 burn can matter. So, like, it's not a bad thing. But Noodle Art of Spicery is better at punishing defensive monsters and doesn't synergize with our bosses, right? So, if, for example, we summon out Flame Archer and our opponent has 3 set monsters, well, what does Noodle Art of Spicery do? Right? We can't... Well, we can just use this, right? Because it just goes up to a 58 burn, 58 pierce, which is fine. But if we have Stop the Fence, we can now reduce the attack of the monster by 15, as well as use Alchemicalized Salamandra on it. So that's why I personally prefer Stop the Fence. But, again, Noodle Art of Spicery is also fine, right? Realistically. I like Silent Doom, because you can bring back Chromat, or you can bring back Ember. So that's the reasoning for that. I do think the little burn guys are important, because they do get a little bit of extra chip damage in. I mean, what else is there to say beyond that? The main idea is you want to summon out Super Graphigus and smack your opponent for a bunch of damage, right? There are a lot of times where you can just OTK them, but those don't happen all too often, right? But so I would say this deck can be frustrating to play, because there's a lot of situations where it just feels like you just can't do anything. And there are more than one matchup where the objective best play is to do nothing, and that also feels really bad. Isn't it better to use the Pierce Pyro spell? I mean, again, it depends, right? It depends on the situation. It depends if your opponent's going to have higher attack monsters or higher defense monsters. It depends if the 300 is going to be relevant, right? You can also use the Djinn that recycles vanillas for 2 tributes. You can... And because of the way the skill works, you can grab like 1 copy of a level 4 normal and immediately put it in the graveyard, therefore making Ethel live all the time, which I was doing originally. But I came to the conclusion you don't need to do that a lot of the time. Like, a lot of the time it's just not relevant. Like, you can, it can be helpful, but most of the time you just don't need to. What are we doing with this? We're going to reveal Chromat. Do we go for a fusion play here? Probably not, based on what we currently have. I think we just go this. I actually kind of like just doing this. It's a really weird play, but it's so cool. Right, summon out Ember. No delay on the Ember. Interesting. Let's go Chemicalize Salamander. Summon out the Ember. Summon out the boy. Dynamomita! Alright, we're going to attack this assuming it's going to be a high defense. It turns out it was not. Is this Scat? Okay, it is Scat. Or Phantom Thief as it's now called. Why 2 Salamander? It's just because I was playing 3 for quite a long time. And I don't think playing 3 is like a bad thing. But a lot of the time you can find yourself in a situation where you just have too many Salamanders. And most of the time, you're only going to want to summon Salamander maximum of twice anyway, so you only really need 2. Are we playing against bloody Santa Mill? See, I was playing around this, assuming this was going to be... Wait, is this just Monarchs? What skill are we playing? The Avarice skill, I'm guessing? Okay. Destroy 1 other card. Okay, well, I'll protect this one. Then you'll kill Chromat. Did he use his skill at the start of the turn? He did. Okay, it was Avaricious Destiny Draw. I was talking to chat when he used it. You can never, ever have too many Salamanders. They are the cutest. I think Salamander is one of my favorite looking Rush Duel cards, straight up. I think this art is so good. What is going on? Are we getting, like, custom-handed by some guy playing a weird-ass brew? Why are we making Flame Wingmen? So you have something to reduce Salamander's attack then, I guess? Oh, just Ancient Giga Golem. What are we playing against? We might lose to this, by the way. We unironically might lose to this. Watch that back row be like Legend Trap. We have no skill target. Are you kidding me, mother? What is this? I mean, are we just dead? Like, straight up? Like, this hand doesn't do anything. I mean, we could use Silent Doom. That's the only thing we could do, though. Doom brings this back. We summon out Might. Activate its effect. Set 3. Pass. And then we have to just shotgun Star Protection immediately, otherwise we're just dead. Silent and set. It depends what he's got though, right? If he just has ways to deal with us, then we're just absolutely screwed. Like this, we have a chance of survival. This is, I think, is the best odds we have, based on the fact that he had 5 fresh cards going into this turn. Okay. So we're alive. 3 mystery back row. We can go for 1 fusion, and then if we get hit with a trap... I mean, we can go for the fusion, and then if we get hit with a shady, like, we're still okay. The issue is, if we go for a fusion, it doesn't actually kill. Like, even if the fusion sticks, it's still not lethal. If I send that... Summon, do that. Go for that. Alright, we'll go Blaze. Reveal Ember. Can I take these 2? Is that fine? Discard that. Summon, use that, go into that, use the effect, bam. Summon. Because I wouldn't need this. I would need... that. What would that do for me? I mean, I guess I would still have 2 trap cards on the field, so I'd be, like, sort of safe. I don't think I can just willy-nilly attack into that board. So I think I have to go for the Salamander Fusion. Alright, let's do this. Let's get funky with it. Alright, summon. No delay. Wait, why am I doing this? Maybe we just leave this then. Maybe we don't even go for the fusion play, because just keeping these 2 is probably better. What happened to the music? But then we can't get the reduction because he's playing weird-ass types. The machine is only going to go down by 2. And we can still attack over it. But then he'll have the back row. No matter how we do this, we're fucked. We're just going to balls to the walls, I think. We got loads of cards in graveyard, so we can just do this now. We're just going to get crazy with it. Right, we'll go 1, we'll go 2. We're just gonna like throw caution to the wind. We are just gonna like click buttons. Okay, I mean, we got lucky that he had spell cards back there. If he had 3 trap cards, we were in like a really weird spot. The Salamander Fusion just wins if the back row's nothing. It depended on how many spells he had, because we only had 2 traps, and we only reduced their attack based on the number of spells. So we needed him to have a spell back there. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been lethal. I mean, we'll save that replay. I don't know if we'll end up using it. Is 3 fusion mandatory? I would say 99% of the time, you'll only probably need, like, 1 Salamandra and, like, 2 Archer. Like, at maximum. There will be, obviously, edge cases where you'll need a lot more. What is the idea of this deck? I need to break this down. I need to think about this. What is this deck designed to do? We have mill cards. We're playing card revite, but we have no way to fill up our opponent's hand. Our bosses are like Shining Flare. We can't even summon Shining Flare. So it's like these 2 and like Ancient Gear Golem. I still think Restart could be good for extending. I don't think Restart is bad, but I just don't think it is as good as Silent Doom. So what I would say is, if you found a way to play Silent Doom and Star Restart together, I think that would be really good. I don't think it's worth it just to play just Restart. It's designed to farm duel points. What does that mean? Like, do you get duel points for, like, your opponent's deck going away? Like, your opponent having a small deck, or... Because card revite specifically is a really weird one. Because, I mean, to be fair, he had, like, a really custom, like, turn 2, right? His turn 2 was 1 of Miracle, 1 of Trade-In. He had the 1 of Will Hell, into Will Hell, or into Estrom, into Will Hell? Did the Ancient Gear Golem plus, like, Flame Wingman play? It was kind of wild. Right, we go again. We just go again. Cog Ladder is full of Red Boot. I mean, would you rather be down Undercog, where it is full of Seven's Road? So, I mean, like, pick your poison. And we're in a mirror. Okay, now, does our opponent have a way to beat set monsters? That is the next question. Normal ladder is also full of red. I haven't played against a single high-tech today. We have managed to avoid them. My cog grind today had 4 RB in 10 games. That's rough. And red eyes. I mean, red eyes you would expect to be everywhere. It's like hero as well. You expect to see a lot of hero. People are scared of the new trap because they'll have to actually play. So they're choosing the easy outs like hero and red boot. Yeah, I mean, that's going to happen. Is that my best friend Murata? Tomato dinosaur type of guy to carry trash in his pocket until he gets to a trash bin. I am. What's wrong with that? That is something I do. I feel very called out. Alright. I mean, either way we're doing this, right? We'll reveal this. I mean, do we go for the funny lethal play? We have a lethal line, right? No, we don't. It's not lethal. It's not lethal. I don't know why I just thought he just didn't have attack points. But we have a play that's really funny. We'll go for the funny play, because it's funny. Even if it's not necessarily, like, the correct play. Actually, do we have a lethal line here? Send that. Bring that back. Because I could just do this. Send that, bring it back, summon, get that out. I'd have to send... Okay, let's do this. We do 1, we do 2. We send this to the bin. We'll normal summon Ember. Doom, 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 doom. Is there, like, a correct way to play around stuff? I don't think so. Summon this out. I was like, he's going to have back row to stop me, so I don't want to go for this play. And I was like, okay, we have, like, funny lethal lines. But then I was like, he might just have nothing, let's just attack. And it turns out, I mean, that is not a save-worthy replay, is it? It's funny, though, and it will take, like, 2 seconds in the video, so why not? I won all of them. Got Cog in 2 RB, 1 Sidra, 1 L Galaxy, and Execute. So you got at least 2 freebies by the sounds of it then. He's tricking you with the fusion, Matt. He's playing the maximum. I mean, we can have a look, right? We can absolutely check. The streamer doesn't litter, what a nerd. Goddamn right I don't litter. Let's see what he was playing. He was also playing Curse. I was playing Secret Order in my very first build of this deck, but kind of came to the conclusion most of the time you just don't need it. Like, a lot of the time I just wasn't using Secret Order. And Secret Order is kind of like Silent Doom, in terms of, like, getting fusions out, except it's worse, because it can only get back one of the 2, whereas Silent Doom gets back both. But I don't think Secret Order is, like, wrong in this deck at all. It's just I kept finding that I never had much use for it. Like, the times you find use for it is when your opponent doesn't have 3 monsters on their field. And it's not because they star-salved, right? So, it's a weird one. It's definitely a weird one. But, I think that is going to do it for today's stream. I don't even know if there's anyone to raid. I was looking for someone to raid. I don't know if anyone has, like, any friends they want me to raid or something. It would just be nice to raid once in a while. We get to the point where, like, there's no one I know streaming, so we just don't raid, and we end up just never raiding. I'm not seeing anyone that I know currently streaming, so I don't know. Regardless, that was a pretty fun day, all things considered. We will be back again on Sunday, and on Sunday we will be playing another new deck. Maybe Rebels, maybe Sevens, I'm not sure. We'll be doing something new, though. We will definitely be doing something new on Sunday. Bye, people. Nifroth? Nifroth is Master Duel, right? Like, he's usually a Master Duel guy. He's the Ash Blossom guy, right? Ah, my ears. I mean, yeah, we can raid into it. That's fine. No rush, no raid. Oh my god, is that exclamation mark monosync? Hello, welcome, welcome. Yeah, we'll go ahead and raid them. I've never really interacted with them, but, you know, they're a member of the Duel Links community, I believe, so. Let's go say hello to Nifroth. But, thank you guys for watching. It's been a pleasure. I'll see you next time. Goodbye!
Crashed out on yesterday, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know, I'm worried. I'm worried that it's gonna go as bad.